Hello and welcome to the Bullshit with the Boys podcast. I am your host, Logan Floyd, along with your co-hosts Khalid,
Yo.
Gavin,
Hello.
and Jesse.
Ciao.
So how have you all been?
Doing good.
Chowing.
Doing good. Some better than
I've been
others.
alive.
That's good, that's good. Yeah, last week I went to Wildwood by myself. I drove down and back, down an hour and 30 minutes, back an hour and 30 minutes. It was my first time ever going down there on my own. My parents own a beach house down there. So I stayed at, not really a beach house, but a condo. So I stayed down there for a couple days. I went to a bar, and first time I got drunk. That was interesting. And so,
By yourself?
yeah, by myself. And so that was an interesting experience. I walked to the bar 20 minutes, and I had to walk back 20 minutes. And then the next day, I wanted to go to Wawa, and I that day too, I walked down and back, and that wasn't that bad of a walk. When I was drunk, it felt quicker getting back to the condo than it was walking down there. So yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, I liked being down there a few days. I wrote some of my screenplay while I was down there. I'm in the middle of writing a horror movie right now, which I'm really enjoying. And the movie we're going to discuss today has influenced a little bit of this movie a bit. It's kind of given my creative juices flowing for a horror movie. So I'll get into that, obviously. And then during the rest of the week, I just want to talk about real quick. I saw Toy Story 5. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to see it yet. I'll say this. I liked it. I think it's the worst of the 5, though.
No way.
I thought the previous 4 were all better.
I mean, I kind of.
I thought people were glazing this shit.
It's good. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. There's never been a bad. Well, I didn't like Lightyear that much, but I don't think in terms of Toy Story, the mainline movie.
I thought we agreed that's not a Toy Story movie.
I don't. Yeah. In terms of a Toy Story movies, though, I've liked all of them. I don't think there's a single bad one, but 1 through 3 were all. I mean, 3 is. I love 3 so much. 3 is probably my favorite. The ending is perfect, but I think 4 works as a nice little like epilogue. 5, while I was sitting through it, I'm like, although I like this, I'm like, I think this is as far as you could take it. Like, I really did feel like it was like, okay, I don't feel like they need to do another one. This was kind of was the one where I was like, a lot of people said that about 4, but like I said, I viewed 4 as an epilogue almost to 3. And then 5 was the one where I'm like, I like this, but it does feel like I don't think the quality either was as high as 1 through 4 in terms of the writing also. And like I said, I liked it. It's a good movie. The one thing is that I feel like also emotionally it probably hits the least. There's one scene that really kind of tugged at my heartstrings, but I never I bawled, like I cried at the end of both 3 and 4. I didn't cry once during this one. Even though there was one scene that kind of got me, but I didn't actually cry. But it was a pretty good, kind of beautifully done scene. But like I said, I liked it, but I thought it was probably the worst of all 5 of them. I would still say go see it though. It's a good movie. But I would definitely say it's probably the weakest out of the 5 of them.
I kind of figured it was going to be like that.
Yeah. And then also real quick, I mean, there's two trailers that came out I wanted to discuss briefly. One of them we actually talked about last week. I'll bring this up real quick because it looks like a piece of shit. Remember last week we were saying, you were like, there's a Shrek 5 coming out?
Oh, you don't think it looks good?
That trailer looks like dog shit. It looks so bad.
No.
That shit looks bad, bro. I'm sorry.
Logan, unfortunately, we have to watch this movie. We've been waiting for this for 10 years.
I'm going to watch it too. But so here's the thing. Watching it, because they originally announced years ago. Before, this was originally, I think, in 2014, right when Universal bought DreamWorks, which was 2018. This was originally announced. DreamWorks wasn't even going to do it. It was going to be Illumination was going to reboot Shrek. And then people were all like, no, that's a terrible idea. So now this one's under DreamWorks and it's a Shrek 5. If you go on IMDb, look at the writers of this movie and who's doing it. It's all Illumination people. And I think that's it's none of the writers from the other movies are doing it. And it watching it, I'm like, this just looks like one of those animated movies, because the original Shrek is such a great movie, Shrek 2 I like a lot too. 3 and 4 we could digress about. I don't even hate 4. I didn't like 3 at all, but I didn't hate 4. And yeah, but just watching that trailer, I was like, this just looks like like just not even wanting. That's another thing. Come on, like how does the part where I'm like, all right, I'm out is when, they got fucking Gingy with a BBL. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
What?
You didn't watch the trailer?
You didn't watch the
see it?
trailer, Gav?
For Shrek 5?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so they put out a trailer, and there's a shot in the trailer where Gingy has, like, it's 2 gumdrops on his ass cheeks. It's like a gumdrop each ass cheek. And then he shakes it, and I kid you not, he says, I'm caked up like a freaking bakery. And I'm like, what are we doing? I was just sitting there, I'm like, what are we doing? It looks
Is
bad.
that not a bar, though? Is that not a bar, though?
And then he's got, like, it almost looks like, it's like he's got next to him, like, 2, like other gingerbread men, like gingerbread women prostitutes, it looks like next to him. Like, what are we doing? And then there's like all these attempts in the trailer to make it like it's edgy, and it just comes across as like, what are we doing? Like the original Shrek movies, they had adult humor in them. Obviously, I don't even think they're kids movies, but I mean, I think they appeal more to adults, especially the first 2. And this one, it just felt like it remembered that, there's a lot of like adult like hidden humor, like risque jokes, but it's just in your, it's trying to be like, hey, aren't we cool? And I'm like, no, not really. Yeah, I think that looks terrible. I just watched that, I'm like, what are we doing?
Mhm.
On the more positive side, though, I thought that new Spider-Man trailer looked really good.
Oh,
my
I
gosh,
can't
it's
wait for
fantastic.
Spider-Man 4. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think that looks
Say that again.
Sorry.
Jesse said it looked fantastic, and I said, say that again.
No, say that again. Yeah, I think it looks really, really good. The only thing, and I thought this the last time too, and I think this kind of exemplified it. It seems like it's taking some certain elements from like previous Spider-Man movies and kind of doing them again, which I'm not huge on. I will say the one thing I do like is, I mean, I had this issue with the previous 3 Holland movies where it's like they feel like they need to have another Avenger in them, or like need another like, superhero. Like, the first one had Iron Man in it, the second one they threw Nick Fury in it, the third one they had Doctor Strange. This one it looks like, even though, Hulk,
Oh, I get what you
and
mean.
even though Hulk is in this one, it feels like it's much better implemented than the other 3, because I like how he just goes to him as advice for, like a like a
Well,
professor.
he's gonna be much more than that. I mean, they fight in the movie.
Yeah, they fight too.
Yeah.
I love the Punisher's inclusion. I think it's so cool seeing him in there, and I really like what it looks like, what they're doing with it. I mean, everyone knows she's in it. They are really hiding Sadie Sink in it. Like, they're really holding
Oh,
that
yeah,
to.
that's right.
And there's a shot.
Do we know who she's playing?
So there's
Pretty sure it's Jean
Jean
Grey.
Grey is what I've heard. There's a shot in the trailer where it's like a
Wait,
masked.
like X-Men Jean Grey?
Yeah.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say, what the fuck are you talking about? Jean
They're
Grey
saying
being in the movie.
they're saying she's Jean
Yeah,
Grey.
that's been rumored for a while now. That
And
she's
then
gonna
I
be playing
literally
Jean Grey.
just read yesterday that they're already going full, because they've already announced the director for they're doing a solo X-Men movie. It's already been announced. It's the director of Thunderbolts. Yes, Thunderbolts is directing the
That would
X-Men
be
movie.
lit.
And I just read yesterday, I don't know if this is true or not, this might just be a rumor, but I've heard this for a while, is that they don't want, Wolverine isn't going to be in the X-Men reboot. And
Again.
what
For
I
real?
just read yesterday said they want to make Sadie Sink's Jean Grey as like the main member. So that's why they're introducing her in.
Was that not the problem we had with Phoenix?
Well, I
Yeah,
think maybe the difference is like we have Deadpool and Wolverine in the MCU, right? So if they make another Wolverine, I think maybe that could get a little.
Well,
I
also,
guess that's also
also
true.
the difference is that was Fox, this is Disney. So that's the other difference, is that you actually have people.
I guess that's also true.
You have a much better, even though like Disney Marvel stuff's even been up and down recently, they still have a much better track record than. They never made a Fantastic Four 2015 level bad movie. Like they're at least gonna do it with like some.
Is this where I have to defend
good merits.
2015 Fantastic Four?
That movie sucks. I don't even think it's like.
Who liked 2015 Fantastic Four?
It's definitely the worst out of all the Fantastic Four movies. Do not get me wrong, but on some maybe I'm just biased because the Fantastic Four is one of my other favorite teams in Marvel. So even I had some enjoyment of it.
I think it's really bad. I don't even think it's like one of the worst comic book movies like people say. I think there's definitely worse out there. But yeah, that movie's pretty bad. Yeah, so like I said, at least it's not, Fox having their hands on it. But Actually, no.
That's
I mean,
true.
it's what's funny though is that people say Sony's the worst, but that's when they don't have, except for Spider-Verse, and also I think Spider Noir is pretty good so far. I have only still seen 4 episodes, but when you get
I
to
haven't
those,
watched any
when
of
you
it.
get to
I
those,
need to.
when you get to the live action non-Spider-Man Spider-Man movies, that's when you get. I mean, I kind of also I enjoyed the first two Venoms, but once you get to like Morbius and Madam Web and Craven, Craven is the worst comic book movie I've ever
Craven is the
seen.
worst.
Craven,
Yes.
it's the worst comic book movie. It's
Khalid, what's Craven about? Can you tell me?
No.
you can't even say what it's
Exactly.
about. It's like
I
as
just
Exactly.
I
bad
just remembered the rhino fight at the end.
as bad. I was
Yeah.
telling.
That's it.
I think I said this on the podcast, or maybe I just said it to Jesse off the podcast. Madam Web, as bad as that movie is, I can at least tell you what the premise is. I can tell you the basic plot. I can even tell you what the premise of Craven is. There is none. It was
I
Yeah.
remember it was like something with like a brother or like he was like a hunter family or whatever, right?
I remember the
And then
first
like
Yeah.
the first 20 minutes of that movie, like Madam Web, I laughed like unintentionally, like unintentional laughs, and then it just got to a point where, unlike Madam Web where I laughed the whole movie, it just got to a point like 30-40 minutes in where I just sat there and I just got just so like pissed off. Like I was just sitting there, like I felt like it was one of the rare movies that gave me a headache. It pissed me off that bad. Like I was like, what am I watching? Like what is happening?
I think I
How was
zoned
this?
out watching it at
How,
one point. Like I could
yeah, so did
not.
I, bro.
I was like, how
I
was
remember. Oh, go
no,
on.
I was just gonna be like, I remember seeing them like, how was this filmed? Like, how did they put this to film? Like, why was this done? What were you gonna say?
I remember I liked that like one scene of him like scaling down a building
I remember
for like 5 seconds,
there was
but
one
like
scene I liked, and I think it happens like not liked, but it was at least like better than what they had been doing. Was there was a scene where it was like a chase scene, like going across, and I think it ended with like a helicopter and like going off in the air. I remember that scene. It wasn't like good or anything, but it was like all right, this is at least something. And then right after that scene lasts 2 minutes, and then it just goes back to the same old shit that was so bad before. Yeah, that movie's awful, like just truly horrendous.
remember there's like a girl that like gives him some serum
There was
or
a girl in
Oh
that
my
something.
movie.
gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and
What
then
do you
like,
mean there's a girl in that movie?
I
bro,
don't remember a girl
Gav,
in
you
the
gotta
movie.
watch the movie. Is bro. It's literally masculinity, like, but like, it's really bad, bro.
Gavin,
They made him a man to be a man.
Gavin, don't suffer.
Yes,
Yes.
bro. No, well, no, but
Gavin,
you ever see the mechanic? I'm not even gonna go down.
The mechanic?
Yeah, the
what the
mechanic.
frick is the mechanic?
No. That sounds like some
Bro.
Jason Statham ass movie.
I just saw. I've been going to the movies recently. Jason Statham plays the same character, and I like Jason Statham. But
His movies are so bad.
I like Jason Statham, but like I think he's like.
It is a Jason Statham movie.
No, it is.
Oh my god. Of course it is. Of course it is.
I like Jason Statham, but he plays the same. Like I see the
Putting together a team.
like every year I see like 3 Jason Statham movie shows. I'm like, these are all the exact same movie.
Listen, the only movie he did that was like ever semi-different was like The Beekeeper. And it was still bad.
I heard that was bad.
Oh my god, it was awful.
There was a random movie I was watching with Jesse, and I just remember him going. So like, I don't know how to say this, but this feels like it was written by a man, and I have never forgotten that comment.
Yo,
the movie?
oh my gosh. Oh my, I can't remember, but like, it's the most basic action movie we had ever seen. It was literally just like, oh my gosh, how like this dude goes to this like island or something on vacation, and he's like some hitman or marksman or something, bro. He does something,
Oh,
and then he meets this girl there, and they like start hooking up, and then she gets kidnapped, and the entire movie is about him getting her back.
that sounds familiar.
Gav was right on the money.
That I feel like I've seen that because that sounds familiar, and I've seen a lot. Was it like a movie from the last like 5 years?
I think it came out in
so.
2011.
Okay, never mind. I probably wouldn't know it then.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was watched on. I think it was just scrolling, and I needed something in the background. I was like, "Oh, it's a mechanic."
Okay, so
I didn't watch it. I was literally using it as background noise. I think Jesse actually watched it though.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we just watched on HBO back when we still had it.
Okay, so we are currently 15 minutes in. Do you want to? I feel like we're going to talk about this movie a lot. I have a lot to say. Do you want to jump in the discussion now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Let's
so
go chronological.
of
Let's break
who's
the movie down from the
break the movie
start.
down.
Then.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, this episode is basically entirely revolved around Obsession. I had been raving about it the last two episodes. I'd given it praise, and then literally at the end of the last episode, Khalid, you were saying, right? Like someone came into your room and was like talking to you, and then they were like, "Have you seen Obsession yet?" And you're like, "This is like the 15th person who's told me to watch this
Yep,
movie."
it
And this was,
was my sister and my brother.
oh, and then that's when I was like, "All right, you guys got to go see it," because it feels like everyone's talking about it. I mean, I know you said you wanted to see it, and I have so much to say about this movie. I saw it
Mhm.
just because I saw it the second weekend, I think it was out, and that was right when I saw it, like the day after and into the weekend. That's when everybody started talking about it. So I was like right at the beginning of when everyone was starting to talk about it and I mean, ironically obsessing over it. And so that
Mhm.
was when I saw it. And then, I wanted to watch it again. I wanted to rewatch it anyway. So this gave me the opportunity to watch it again. I just saw it yesterday again. So this is our thoughts. Do you want to go in the order of the movie, right?
Yeah. Spoiler alerts,
Obviously,
obviously,
this
because
whole
Heavy
Yeah,
spoilers.
this
yeah.
whole entire episode is just going to be spoilers of us going deep dive into this movie. So let's begin. So my notes are more so just like the things I wanted to touch on. S- Do you, what did
well,
you, s- so
here,
I'm not gonna
let's.
lie. I think one of you would probably do better going through this than I would, like scene by scene.
Okay.
Well, do you want me
Um.
to do it? Because I literally watched the movie
Well,
earlier this morning for a second
If you
time.
want to do
I
it,
mean, everybody can step.
yeah, we're all gonna step in,
Like
obviously.
branch step in. I don't
Okay,
think one
okay,
person
okay.
has to rely on it. But like,
I could
I
I could probably do it pretty well because I remember the first scene and I'm thinking of the next one. I'll start it off. So the movie opens up. The Bear's at a diner, and you see it. He's practicing with. He's like upset. Giving telling his feelings about this girl Nikki who he really likes, and you see it. The camera's on him, and he's saying all these things. That's when you see like the logos and like the production companies or like whatever. A Curry Barker film or whatever's at the bottom, and so he's giving like
I will mention that.
what you think is he's telling this girl what he thinks, and then it's revealed that he's just saying it to some random waitress, and he's practicing what he's gonna say. And
well, it's
already,
not even just the practice. The practice was terrible.
yeah,
I'm
no,
about to say it was
Yeah,
that's
just
she
the
literally went
garbage.
"oh" at
that's
him.
the
Like
thing.
that's the worst thing you could hear.
You, I mean, might not have experience on this, but I would think you would never want to practice, saying that to someone, to some random waitress at a diner. Like, is that just me? Like, I
You wouldn't
actually
want to
felt.
practice with
Okay.
anyone, period.
I
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you don't practice. That's like,
So,
but
well,
I don't know.
in this scene, there's another character in the movie named Ian, and even watching the
The
scene, I'm
goat.
like, honestly, I'd actually rather practice with like, even if it was Ian, like I was just like, just like running it through. I feel like I'd be much more comfortable doing that than to just some random waitress at the diner. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you?
That's
So
valid.
yeah, and then
For a second, I thought you were clowning the idea of practicing,
no,
and
no,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
no,
I just
somebody's
think
got
no.
nerves.
It was just the fact that he was practicing with some random waitress they found at the diner. That was the part where I was like, that's a little bit weird. And so, you know, Bear steps in, talks to him. What's the other girl's? Was it Sarah? Was the
Sarah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Sarah.
I got to say about Sarah, but we'll move
Facts.
on.
So,
Sarah the goat.
So he's talking to Ian, mostly Ian, but also Sarah a little bit. And he's like, how do I do this? And then Ian makes a very.
Wait, was Sarah there?
I believe wasn't she like?
No, Sarah was not
No,
there in
I don't
She
the
think.
wasn't
Yes,
scene.
there?
I don't think Sarah
It
wasn't
was
there in the
No,
diner.
Sarah
Wasn't-
wasn't at the diner.
I thought she.
Sarah was
No, it was
introduced when they went
just-
to like the bar or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was.
Yeah, trivia night is when we saw Sarah
I
the first
thought
time.
okay, because no, I thought it was Bear, and then obviously the waitress was across, and then Ian came in. I thought she was there though, and she was sitting like off to the side. Okay, I might be wrong. So, going back and forth, Bear and Ian, and even Ian's like, you can't ask her out during trivia night. This is the one time a week you can't ask her out, and then obviously, well, I mean, they're going back and forth. And, he's clearly he has a very passionate crush on this girl, and he wants to ask her out. Then it cuts. He gets back to his apartment, and this is kind of what I have some theories about what this is in the movie. He goes into his apartment, and then his cat dies.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
that's kind of what sets the movie off. Even this adds to the theory I'm going to talk about in a minute. I mean, obviously, I don't think I'll talk about it now because it doesn't come up until later. But he's crying on the bed, and right when he's crying on the bed with his cat, that's when the logo shows up, Obsession. And so
Yep,
I
I
kind of
remember that.
there's some
Mhm.
things there I think that I'm gonna like just theories I have that I'll kind of talk about. But anyway, his cat dies, very upset. And he gets a phone call, right? He gets a phone call from Nikki. So Nikki calls him, picks it up. She's like, "Hey, are you going to trivia night tonight or whatever?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so," but he won't say why. And then then he's thinking about it. I forget what it was that made him say yes, I'll go. I think it was just because
Nikki was
Oh
quitting the
no, no.
job, and
That's
Yeah, I
right.
Nikki was
remember.
putting the 2 weeks
Yeah,
in,
Nikki
and it
was
was like, "Oh, I want to see you before I can't anymore.
yeah,
Let me come to
she's
trivia
putting her
night."
2 weeks
Yeah.
to her job. So that's when she was like, "All right, I'll go."
Didn't she
Mhm.
also say something like I have to tell you something, like, or was that also just about her
Yes,
quitting?
yes, I believe so.
No,
Or
she
no,
wanted to. Yeah,
yeah,
she said,
she
"I
was
wanted
gonna,
to tell you something,"
but she told him over the
and that
phone.
was about her quitting. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
about her
okay.
quitting.
And then he's like, "Oh, I have something to tell you too." And then that's when So then he goes, cleans up his
Oh,
apartment.
wait. Sorry, but when I noticed something from the room whenever he was like flopped on the bed at one point, because they
Mhm.
do the little pan shot and it's like you can see the picture of like one of those little photo booth pictures of like I
Yeah.
think it's him, Ian, and then Nikki, obviously, right? And
Yeah.
I got a
Yeah,
quick glance at it, and Khalid didn't even notice it when like
I
we
didn't
watched the movie
notice that.
together, and then
I didn't notice.
and then it's like him. It's just him and Nikki in a picture, and she's just like not like she looks so annoyed. And then Ian's in the picture, and all of a sudden she's like all giddy and happy, and I'm just
Oh,
like, she does not want little bro.
I didn't even
She
notice
does
that.
Well, you
not want
heard
it.
he got friend zoned. Like she called him a little brother to her. That's what Sarah
Yeah,
was saying.
I know, but I'm just saying they showed you right from the get go she did not want him.
So then,
Hmm.
it goes to the bar, and they're at the trivia night, and then he's just staying there silent, like he's the one least engaged out of the four of them. And then I think she goes up, like they're talking, and then kind of Bear signals to Ian, like moving his eyes, and like, "No, you're not doing this now. No, you're not asking her out now." Like they're basically doing this through eye exchange, and even Nikki's like, "What the fuck are you two talking about?" And then it's whatever. And so then
That made me laugh when I
Nikki
was watching it.
Nikki goes to the bar. Bear follows her. You can tell Ian's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then so Bear goes up. They have a talk, and even in this scene, from what I recall correctly, like you can tell right away that Sarah has feelings for Bear. Like, and I think they kind of established it a bit in
Oh
the scene where
yeah.
she's talking to him.
Yeah.
She's
When
trying
she
to,
hugged him and she
yeah,
learned about the cat and
Hmm.
whatnot. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was obvious.
so then so they're going back and forth. He clearly can't tell. So wait, in the scene that's what the first time I saw it, I couldn't tell because I couldn't figure out if it was Nikki or Sarah he was talking to. So it was Sarah who he told about the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he
Sarah's
tells Nikki
Sarah's the
about
one
the
who
Hmm.
cat later after when he drops her off.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so that just adds to my feeling of this movie even more where, bro, you were going after the wrong person.
That's not
That's
a
Oh
theory;
yeah,
it's a fact.
100%.
like,
Yeah, it's a fact.
And
okay.
you know what? He didn't deserve her.
Oh yeah, I agree with you
Who,
there.
Nikki or Sarah?
Bear.
He didn't deserve
Sarah,
Sarah.
Yeah, Bear didn't
but
deserve Sarah.
we'll get to that. We'll
I
get to
mean, I
that.
don't think he
I got
deserves
a lot to
I
say
don't
about
think he
that.
deserves either of them to be fair, but so
He deserved that bullet in his mouth that he didn't take, but it's okay.
Yeah,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
we'll get there.
Yo, okay, hold on. Let me not
Yeah,
talk
I know.
about the
This
end
one
of
just
the
like chill.
movie.
so then so then they're done they're done the evening, and then obviously during the bar thing he's just too shy, he can't tell her, and it's like, just give it up. And then he tells Sarah that the cat died, and then they all leave. He's like, "Oh, I'll drive you home." Nikki clearly showing that this guy has way too much of an obsession over her. Gets in the car, they're driving
What'd you
home.
say?
During the
Actually, I would not actually call that an obsession. She wanted to go home,
No.
no,
and he wanted.
I'm saying the fact that he just jumped in, like she was like, "I need a ride" or whatever, and he's just like, "I'll do it." Like he just jumped in, like immediately.
Well, he didn't. He wasn't like obsessed with her. He took the opportunity. Like it's
He was saying,
Yeah,
I asked her
okay.
out.
if it was like some creepy thing, he was like, "I'll take you home," like, and then he
Okay.
just starts like rubbing his hands maliciously.
All right,
Like,
I'll give you that.
nah, he's just being a good friend for
I'll
real.
give you that. He had the
Well,
okay,
with
so
wrong
he
intentions, but
he
yeah.
had the opening in that
I don't think it's
situation.
wrong intentions, bro.
Well, I guess.
I
technically,
know.
yeah.
I would agree that it's wrong intentions.
So
Nah, bro. Because if
Well,
it's
if the
not like
intention wasn't to just get her home safely, it was to
Ex-
seize his moment, then technically you could argue it's wrong intentions. But I also
nah,
get what you're saying, so I'll be
nah,
quiet now.
bro. Nah, bro.
so okay, no wait. Actually, I think I'm thinking of this wrong. I'm sorry. He gets the One Wish Willow before this even happens.
Yeah.
So all right, we gotta
Yeah.
throw.
Yeah, because that's the trivia night is when he cracks
Okay,
it.
I completely glossed over that. So in between.
Well, yeah, because remember, Nikki had mentioned that she lost her necklace, and he went to
So-
that shop to
so-
try and get her a replacement.
So let's go back a bit because I
Mhm.
completely forgot to mention that. So when they're on the phone earlier and he decides to go to the trivia night, she mentions that what was it? She lost it went down the drain. Her necklace went down.
It went down the drain,
Yeah,
yeah.
it went down the
Yeah.
drain. And so he decides, okay, before I go to this trivia night, I'm going to try to buy her a new necklace. So he goes, and I don't know why did he decide this? Because like literally he's looking at these. I remember he said, no, I don't think any of these work. But like, what was his, like, he was just like, oh, I'll buy her a One Wish Willow. I remember just sitting there. I'm like, why?
No, he bought it for himself.
Okay.
No,
I
he-
actually,
thought
I
so.
do.
pretty sure
No,
he
he did
bought
buy
it
it to
for
her.
her.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
did
he
buy
bought
it
it
for
to
her.
her. And I thought he even told her, and he told the cashier, and he's like, as a gag gift or something like that.
Or he said it was for
Yeah,
someone
she-
else.
And then obviously he takes.
She ran him through all the meanings of the necklace, and then eventually settled on the necklace or whatever. I actually wait. Did he get the
I don't think
necklace?
he
He
never
never-
got
He
a
never
never
got
necklace.
the
got her
necklace. He
necklace.
just got the One Wish Willow.
Okay,
Just got the
so
One Wish
okay.
Willow. And then obviously you
okay.
see the One Wish Willow, and then that's like the thing that like that's kind of gone viral from this movie. They've started selling them. Even actually before we started doing this podcast,
They've made them like merch.
yeah, and then they're sold out. Like they have an official One Wish Willow website, and they're all sold out. Like you can't. And I think
They're
you get
actually
like
about to become collector's items
you
now.
can get like
yeah.
you can get
Yeah.
you can get like fan made like 3D printed replicas, but like the official ones that they sell, I think they're sold out.
It
And it's-
reminds me of like the movie Countdown, where everybody died who had the
Oh
app when it
my
come down, and everybody
God,
decided,
right.
yes, let me download this.
Let me
app
actually
and
download
sold.
Countdown, right?
yeah, so
I did it.
Mind you, I should have been dead according to that app because I
I
was
did
one of
not
the people who
download the
died.
app either.
I thought about buying one because I had an idea for a TikTok skit with one that I would have used to promote this podcast coming out. But literally, like I said, they were all sold out from the site, and you can only get them from like 3D printed replicas from fans on Etsy. Like that was all I could find. So I thought about it, but I didn't. And so, yeah, so he
That's
buys
cool
the
that they
One
made
Wish
it
Willow.
like a thing.
And it's very important that even the person he buys the One Wish Willow from tells him like like people have come back like not liking this product, like that they want to return it or they want to get refunded for it or whatever. He's like, all right, because I mean Bear's, and I'm gonna give a lot of shit to Bear during this movie, but in his defense,
Same.
everyone thought that was like no one thought that was actually gonna work. Like making a wish on that thing and breaking it, like that just sounds dumb.
Look, now I'm a
To be fair.
superstitious motherfucker, so let
I
me
was
tell
just
you
about to
something.
say.
Facts.
Even if I didn't really believe it, if I'm cracking it, bro, the
I'm
wish
saying
I'm saying is
something I want.
completely exactly. It's completely harmless to someone else. Like, bro.
Listen,
now
man, we've
I'd be
all
mad
watched
later
Aladdin.
because I'd be like, yo, I want like GTA 6 for free, and then when it actually happens, I'd crash out because I
mean-
could have wished for something
I mean,
better.
we'll get
but
to
like,
it. We'll get to it. But
Yeah.
Ian made the smartest wish in the whole movie, which we'll get to.
no.
You're gonna debate that with? All right, we'll get
No.
there.
Yes. Yes.
Alright, okay,
Yes. Yes.
okay.
We're gonna
Gavin,
fight, Logan. We're gonna,
Okay.
Gab me up. Gab me up, bro.
Okay,
we're gonna fight. We're gonna
okay,
fight.
okay.
Because
You have me
Ian,
turning in my seat, okay?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say
keep
it took me a minute to understand
we
why,
will-
but then I remembered
We
the
will
context.
will get to that. Well, I mean, in the
We'll get
sense,
to it, we'll get to it.
I mean, okay, in the sense that we'll get to that scene, but in the sense that if he was not even told, do this to undo the wish, like if you had that thing and you didn't make any wish, you didn't have any influence. My first thought would be, give me $1 billion, bam.
yeah, and then the IRS comes stomping through your fucking door.
Okay, fair
Nah.
point.
Real.
Fair point. Fair point. So yeah, so
No taxation without representation, bro. You're getting okay. Let me stop.
okay, so
The IRS is here.
back to where we were in the movie. He buys the One Wish Willow, and then going further away from that because we had to go back to that when he's driving Nikki home. They're talking back and forth. So and he drops her off, and then this is the scene where I'm so glad I saw it again, because so much more stood out about it. Because the first time I saw it, I was like, because like you said, you just pointed out on the pictures on his wall, you were saying like, Nikki looks uncomfortable around him, but then the moment Ian's in a picture, which I didn't even notice, but there's like things I noticed again where it's so clear she sees him as a friend and nothing else. And because the first
Yep.
time I saw it,
I don't even think I'd go that far, bro. If you look at that picture again, there was no way she considered bro a friend if that's how she reacted being with him in a photo.
I don't know.
So during
I don't know.
during this
Her-
scene,
No, you got it, Logan.
okay,
You got
so
it.
during this scene, they're going
He's
back
gonna
and
crash
forth.
out.
They're going back and forth, and Nikki she helps him. She gives him guidance. She's like, Sarah really likes you. She sets this guy up. She literally said, it's basically her going, I don't have feelings for you, but this other girl who is also attractive has feelings for you. She is setting him up.
I refute that. I refute that.
You refute that?
Because I think plenty of situations can call for a girl bringing up another girl, and it can be used as a measuring stick of whether or not you're interested in her.
True.
So I don't
Yeah,
think
That's
that's
test number one, Logan.
However, her stepping outside the car, leaning and being like, "Do you like me?" Like, because now's the time to tell me, is her literally being like, "I do not like you. You can get the feelings out right now, and I'm about to reject you."
Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk
Mhm.
on, because the first time I saw that, I watched it, and I said, well, maybe she does have feelings for him. Watching it again, I'm glad I saw it a second time. It is clear, like, that's her going, like,
Clear
like you
it
said,
wasn't.
get it out now. Like, she's just saying, but this guy, to me, this guy is just so, like, I guess shy of himself. Like, he could tell he loves this girl, but he's just
No
so
confidence.
He has
There's no confidence.
exactly.
That's all it is.
No, he has no confidence, and yeah, he's just like, yeah, I just see us as friends, and she's annoyed by it because she knows, like, I know you have feelings for me, just let it out, and then
I know
yeah.
you like me, I just can't prove it. Okay,
Yeah.
no, let me not dox it. But yeah.
Also the whole
I remember. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
what's the whole thing? Isn't Ian the one who gives him the suggestion to call her Nasty Nikki?
Yeah.
Freaky
Okay,
Nikki.
which clearly did not work.
I don't know why he did it because it was not a good idea.
I mean, we learn later that he was with her, like, on and off.
Yeah,
So,
and we'll get
Ian
to,
was not being a proper wingman.
and we will get to
bro
that.
is not trying to let that shit start.
We will get to that.
Mhm.
We will get to that, and that will come up. And so then she goes inside. Clearly, this guy fucked up, and like just not even like fucked up.
I don't
like,
even think
not-
she made it inside.
Not even like.
No,
I thought
she didn't.
Yeah.
No, she did. I think.
I thought she
I
did.
think-
I
yeah,
thought
she
she
did.
entered the door, didn't she? I thought she
No,
entered
because
the
No,
just
house.
standing there, I'm
she
pretty
never
sure her
went in the
back was
house.
to the car.
Bro,
She-
I think she walked out, entered the house off screen, and then he snapped it, and then she came back out because
Yeah,
she
I
started
think
talking about
she-
her dad
I'm
when she
pretty
went
sure
in.
she entered the house.
You know what? That might be right, actually.
They just didn't
I
show it
I
because
took the scene
clearly-
as the first time
Oh.
being like her
Because
back was to the car.
clearly she walks away, and he's like, "What the fuck did I just do?" And then it's like another 30 seconds or like 15 seconds. So it's like a 30 seconds in between. That I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure she entered the house, and so then obviously he's like,
Yeah, because when she comes out, she starts talking about she went in, she saw her dad is dying, and then she made a whole fuss about it.
yeah, that whole thing.
That was a lie.
And so
Yeah, I mean, it does. But the point is, she wouldn't have said, "I went in and my dad's dying," and came out if she didn't go inside.
Well,
If she was just
didn't
standing out
say
Okay,
there,
well,
that
if
then
she
she's
went in
lying
and
about the
found
dad,
out.
what's she not lying
gonna
about
say,
going in the
like,
house
you
for?
tell me he can't turn to his
Yeah,
right and
okay,
see
but-
that she didn't go to the house?
Well, not if he wasn't paying attention to her, and it also, don't you think that like her not going into the house, if her dad was dead, would be a reason she didn't enter at all, or dying? Like,
Well, like, no, because the whole thing was she went in, saw him, couldn't handle it, and left the house. Not that. Oh, I know. So I don't. If that was the case, like, no, it just would not make sense for her not to have gone into the house. Like, what purpose would it be that she just never went inside? I don't understand.
I don't know. I started thinking about it in a like weird way. I have no
But-
comment.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to continue because we're about to get to the point where I feel like it's going to be a lot to discuss after this wish breaks, and I feel like the rest of the movie is just going to be like, we're
Oh,
going to
you
talk
mean
about
this
it a lot.
idiot and his actual
Yeah.
wish?
Yeah. So once this
One
wish,
word different. Literally
So-
a single word, everything would have been fine.
I've seen people saying like if he changed and I agree, if you changed the wording, this would have been nowhere near as bad because he
I
worked. What were you gonna say?
I literally had said that all he would have had to say was, "I wish she reciprocated my feelings." That's it.
Exactly.
Literally,
Mhm.
all he had to say.
Because wasn't the wish like he said?
I want her to love me
I wish
more
he
than
loved me more than
anyone else
anything in the world.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, what?
You love, yeah, because that's just
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
yeah.
Literally.
And so obviously he takes the One Wish Willow after she goes inside and he's like, I fucked this up, breaks the stick, and then immediately after breaking the stick, he's about to, or no, like I'm trying to remember, after breaking the stick, right, he looks over and then she's just standing on the steps and she walks down. And starting here, the actress who plays Nikki, we practiced it before, so we said the name right. Indy Navarrete gives, in my opinion, the best performance of the year by far, and arguably one of the best of the decade by far. Like
Top tier actor,
she
dude.
gives
That
a
was good,
performance that is so amazing, and like just entrances you throughout the whole movie, and just spellbinds you, and like she is so fucking good in this. And and obviously she was good up until here, but when I told somebody else this, the way she's able to change on a dime from one emotion to another and just how instantly she flips, she is so good. And like and I noticed it a lot more the second time, the small nuances she gives to her performance to show the signs that Nikki is still in there. And like notice like small, like not even like when it's clear that she's trying to get out, like she gives like small nuances in how she moves and how she like makes movements and like how she moves.
The way she walks
there's
throughout the
parts where
movie gave me
she's-
chills.
Sometimes she'll like
Oh.
tick her head, like she'll like do a little twitch every now and then, every time she's saying something.
This one's
at
probably
the
a more obvious
beginning-
one, so there's like no point mentioning it. But like the scene where they show them like smashing, you
Oh
can
my
tell
gosh.
she really did not want to be in
That's
that
what
scene.
I was going to say. So we're going to get to that scene because that's the one scene right before that is when it's clear, like, okay, there's something wrong with her and you need to pick up on this. It's so obvious at this point. It's
When
not
she
even
was
funny.
leaning at the window, you could tell something was wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. Logan.
No, I'm saying
Let me
no.
tell you something.
The first. Well, I mean, we'll get to that scene eventually, but yeah, right off the bat, when she goes outside and she's like trying to get in the car, that's when like something's up. Like this wish worked, and there's like there's things, and she's like trying to get in the car, then she goes to the side of the window and she's like, no, come inside, come in, and then he goes inside, and then the person that he is just like they're in bed, and she's like feeling up on him, and then and then I think they're like this is the scene right, they're kissing, and then like she snaps out of it. She's like, wait, what the fuck? Like get away from me. And then like he pushes away.
She falls off the bed.
And then she falls off the bed, and then like immediately after she's like, no, you're fine, baby, you're fine, get back up. And then that's when it should have been clear even before that. That's also one of the telltale signs, like something is wrong and you need to stop like this is wrong at this point. And then I do want to mention this too, because after this, she's sleeping, and I noticed I mean, like we mentioned before, or I mentioned it, this movie cost, like I said, $750,000. It was a very low budget, and here's one of the reasons you can tell. He goes online. Did you guys catch this? The search browser was the most fake ass looking fake search browser.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was that,
yeah.
John? Like,
wasn't it literally also like it was the Reddit? It said like misread it or something. It's like it was like the
No,
Reddit.
I didn't look at the name of it, but it
Yes.
looks. You can tell it was just something that was thrown
They just
together
threw it
in like
together, yeah.
PowerPoint.
Yeah. And then, he's looking up like One Wish Willows. Half of the reviews are saying this thing's a piece of junk. It doesn't even work. Half of them are saying, wait, this shit actually works. And so already he's onto the fact, by researching this, he's onto the fact that something is up. There's something going on. So him entering that information, it is clear something is happening. And the person that he is still, because he has what he wants, he likes this affection, knows that something's wrong with her, that something's going on within her, and he still pursues it. I'm trying to remember after this, right? That's when he goes to work the next day. He pulls Ian, and they both go in together. He pulls Ian aside. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I have the best night last night, but something's off with Nikki. And that's when
No, he didn't say it was the best night. He said he had a
just says-
crazy fucking
Yeah,
night.
he said he had a crazy
crazy
night.
And then he says something's
Mhm.
wrong with Nikki, and he tells Ian, like, she said her father has cancer and is dying, and then Ian's like, what? And then
Well,
After-
before that, he mentions like the panic attacks and all that stuff.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
mentioned it was like a panic attack, and so then it cuts to, from what I remember, a montage of them like being together. And here's another way like he just wants her and doesn't truly love her. There's a shot that's very clear within the scene. It stood out to me watching it, where they're watching a movie together. She looks his way and he immediately turns her head the other way. Like she's looking at him like definitely the possessed version of her, looking at him to get his affection, and he turns her away. And that's when you realize, like, oh, this guy just wants, like, he doesn't actually care about her. Like, he just wants the affection. And, like, and in the moments he doesn't want the affection, he just turns her away. That scene stood out to me while watching it again.
That's not how I saw it at
I
all.
actually took
Different-
that scene as in like he knows she's weird and he's trying to ignore the like
I was about to say, yeah,
abnormal
like
things about her.
like he kind of just needed to like not like literally just trying to ignore the weirdness going on, and is
So-
just like
This is where I'm going to bring in the
look at
thing
this
with
movie,
this is
dude.
where I'm going to bring in the thing with the cat. Because I
yeah,
said the
okay.
cat I've seen some theories about, like, the cat's spirits in Nikki. I've heard that. I think that's bullshit. I don't buy that. I don't believe that. But what I will
Wait, what?
Yeah, the main thing about the cat that people are like interpreting from it is that once the cat dies, that's Nikki's, like, the cat's like spirit is in Nikki. I'm like, that's bullshit. I don't buy that at all.
No.
What
That makes no sense.
What I saw from the cat thing, because obviously up until the cat dies, Bear has like something around him. He has a cat to, comfort him. Like he has something around. I saw it as like, I came up with this theory the second time watching it. I saw it as like he's just major, like it just feels like he has issues with, he needs someone around to comfort him. And I took it as when that cat dies, he was already thinking about asking Nikki out. But when that cat dies, his mindset is like, obviously, he just wants, a romantic partner, and he's just trying to obsessively get Nikki. But at the same time, I saw it as like, his cat's dead. He doesn't have that one thing in his life that can comfort him while he's home or whatever. Now I'm going to just accelerate asking her out even more so she's my companion. Like, I saw it as like, he has just like a codependency issue. Like he needs something or someone to comfort him. That's what I saw it as, at least. And that's kind of how I interpret it. That's why I feel like the second that cat dies and they show the title Obsession, as soon as he's holding the cat and he dies, that's what I interpreted. I'm like, this guy really, yes, he's obsessed, with, sexually and like wanting that from someone. But I also felt like he's just someone who just has deep like codependency issues. Like he just feels like he's someone who he needs someone to comfort him. That's what I took away from it. And that's why I also saw it as when he broke the One Wish Willow, Nikki, she's acting like, this obsessive person, but I also saw it as Nikki is basically what Bear's feelings are inside, projected on her and heightened just to a level where it's just, like you said, like, it's just like, love me more than anyone else in the world. It's basically how he wants to be feeled, put in her, skyrocketed to where, it's insane. That's how I saw it. So I saw it as like, one, he has a codependency issue. And then two, Nikki is just his feelings inside, how he feels people should think about him, just on an insane level. Just like, almost like, it's like, this is how you feel people should feel about you to the highest level.
Well, I feel like that portrays him as some cocky motherfucker, which is the opposite of what he is.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Well, that could be the thing too, is that, he's so,
it's more like what he craves, not really
so,
what he believes.
it's what
it
he
should be.
craves, but he's so shy that he'll never learn that from others. So this is teaching him, like, look, how you want people to feel about you, but you're too shy to find out the actual answer. this is what you feel people should feel about you, except like on the biggest level to where it's like, it's a horror, and then this is
Mhm.
this is why you shouldn't think, like, you shouldn't want people to think about you this way, because this is just how you think people should feel about you to the biggest accelerated level. Like, that was the only way this guy was going to learn.
One wish Willow been using wishes to teach people lessons since 1602.
Do they say that in the movie?
For real.
No.
There is
No,
actually, I
I
want to
don't
look
think
it up.
so.
There is, like, they made a fake, like, One Wish Willow ad. I meant to watch the whole thing, but like the people who made the movie, they made like a fake like One Wish Willow ad, like it was shot in the 50s. And I wanted to watch it before we came on here, but I didn't. But I skipped through like parts of it. But yeah, so basically, that's when. But going back to what I was saying, they're on the couch together, and then that's when I was saying, like, he turns her away, and then they show the montage of them in love or whatever, and then I'm trying to remember what after that was. Was that the
I think
dinner?
the next scene was I think it was at
Yeah,
the
that was them
dinner,
at dinner.
Which
where he got the call from Ian, like, hey, her dad's fine.
So Ian,
Mhm.
they're at a dinner together. Bear and Nikki. Bear gets a call from Ian. Bear's like, no. Bear's like, all right, what do you call me for? And then Ian's like, her father's fine. Like, I called the hospital that she said her father was in, and they literally said he's like, they don't even know who he is. And like what I've researched, like, and what I found out, like, he's totally healthy. I don't know like what she's talking about. And so then Bear is like, and then this is where it's clear and then, well, I'll bring this up in a second. So then he goes.
Yeah, that's when
back,
shit comes crashing down.
That's when shit comes
Mhm.
crashing down. So then he sits down. They're talking back and forth, and then Bear brings up, "Is your father actually sick?" And then that's when the scene happens. If you've been on TikTok within the last month, I have seen this scene memed to death. I get this clip all the time, and it's the part where, after he asks, is your father actually sick? Nikki's like, no, and then he's like,
No.
what? And then she's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah,
That clip is everywhere. I've seen that scene so
I haven't
many
seen a
times
single
on
clip for
TikTok.
this movie
Oh,
online.
Yeah,
that's
same.
that was my entire TikTok feed, was that clip. Was just like memes about it, and like, yeah. And that was the clip I saw everywhere.
This
so
was
then-
supposed to be a good
This was
date
supposed
or
to be a
whatever
good
she
date.
screamed.
Yeah. And then and then
Absolutely
she stands up, makes a scene,
insane.
brings, he sits her back down. And then this is the scene in the movie where, because I was saying earlier, like, earlier you should have known that something was up. This is the scene where it hits you. If you had even a reasonable doubt before, this is the scene where it's like something is 100% up. You need stop this. Like,
Mhm.
there is something. And so she literally says to his face, because he tells her, he's like, is your dad actually dead? And she says to him, why does it matter if he is or not? That line, that is when you go, all right, I'm done. Like, this is like, medical, like, this is like, everything's off the table. No, if you were a reasonable, rational person with any sense of dignity, you're like, no, something's wrong. No.
Bro,
You
I
know
was
how many
tapping out
times
I
throughout
was
the
tapping out
movie-
from the start.
Oh
I
yeah,
was about to
I
say.
was too. But what makes this scene stand out so more as just disturbing, and another thing I've seen on TikTok that a lot of people are talking about this movie, is about him raping her. And that's in this scene, because
What?
he rapes her. That's what happens right after. Because
The sex scene.
Well,
The sex
it's
scene.
not.
sex.
I don't think it's.
she can't.
Gavin,
Gavin,
it's
she
low-key.
can't.
It's
No.
low-key.
Gavin, she
Gavin,
can't
it's rape,
consent.
bro.
She
Yeah, it's
can't
low-key rape,
consent.
bro.
Okay. Let me.
Gav, please. We
I
just
think
Do not let
just
him
had
get one
Okay.
wish, Willows.
No. Listen.
Never give Gavin a one wish Willow.
I think saying it's rape is kind of going far.
But Gavin, okay, you
But
are,
is it
okay,
inaccurate?
Gav, what is the definition of rape to you?
Well, yeah, it's unconsensual sex, but like,
Okay, Gavin, put this in a different context. Okay,
Uh.
not possess, take out the possess. Put this in a real life situation. If someone is drunk and they cannot consent to what is being done,
no, I
that
get
is
that.
rape.
I get that.
She
yeah.
is not in a state of mind, and she can't even consent to anything.
Well,
That's
it's not that
rape.
she's not in a state of mind. She's not in control of her body.
Exactly.
Gav, let me ask you. Did Nikki want to have sex with him? No, she didn't. That it shouldn't even be.
Here's your
In,
answer.
she
And
did not want to
the
have any
reason-
sexual relationships with that
the
He
man.
did
reason
not
why-
want little bro.
The reason why this
I did
scene,
not have sexual relations with that woman.
Bill Clinton reference. So yeah, so as Jesse said earlier, you know, the scene where they're having sex and the face on her, her face is
No, I
blank.
remember the scene. I remember
So,
this
but
scene.
that's what
but,
makes
like,
it so disturbing is that she literally tells him, "Why does it matter if my father's dead or not?" That's when you know something's up. You know she is not. She's not in there. She's not like something's taken over her mind. She is not in there. Something is wrong. And then the second after that ends, it cuts to him having sex with her, and her face is the most stone cold, just like she looks dead, like she is out of it. And I
Yo,
remember,
wasn't it after they did that where like it's the scene where the demon is or whatever is asleep and then it's her actually talking to him and she's just like,
No,
No,
that was
that's
much later in the
way
movie.
later.
That's
way
later
later.
on.
Okay,
There's
okay. I was about to say that would have.
later.
I was about to say that would have been some crazy. like,
There's
actually
a-
think
that was
that-
right after.
Dude, that's like
Wasn't-
15 minutes before the movie ended.
Was the
Like,
next
that's
scene?
really
there's a
near
lot
the
to
end.
say about that scene, and we'll get to it. So yeah,
That's before a specific character died.
Yeah.
So
Was the next scene the one where she's in the corner of the room?
No,
Like he wakes up.
I'm trying to remember the
oh,
order of that.
you mean after the sex scene?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. After the sex scene
It's when he's sleeping and then he wakes up and Nikki's not in bed, and he looks up and like
Oh,
he
yeah.
just
Shadow
scans the
demon,
room.
bro.
That scared the
And,
fuck
like,
out of me, bro.
It doesn't look like a person standing in the corner. It's just like, okay, there was something there, whether it's a coat, whatever. And then it moves. And then
yeah,
all
that's
you
right.
hear is, go back to sleep. I'm like, no, 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 no.
That
Absolutely not.
this is why I keep a gun in my head, bro.
Hell no, hell
Bro,
no,
he
hell
was like,
no.
"What are you doing over there?" I like watching you sleep. Like, no,
Like,
bro,
no.
no, bro.
No, bro.
Get
Come
the fuck
on.
out.
And
Hell no.
and then
And then she started creeping around the room and shit.
Dude, yeah, okay, so I mentioned this earlier, but the way she moves throughout this movie is so, like, what's the word?
Unnerving.
Uncanny.
I actually
It's so
hear
uncanny the way she moves throughout this.
that they had a hired dancer who would do those movements for her. So like when she was pacing around the room, that was the dancer. But then like when it was like the actual flower being put down, and she was like, "Oh, all's fine and stuff." That's the actor. So a lot of that movement
Okay.
is credited to the dancer, I believe.
so I wanted to bring this up real quick because I think it happened already. Like talking about just the great nuances in her performance. After because I'm looking, I forgot to look at my notes while I was talking. I just saw it in the bullets. After she comes back again, like after that first night where they kiss, and then she comes back like unprovoked, and she opens, he opens the door, and she's standing there, like talking about just great nuances in her performance, like that side of her coming out. I took note of the line specifically what it was, so I didn't forget it. When she says, just so you know, you didn't take advantage of me. So she specifically says in the scene, she says it 3 or 4 times. Like the first time she says, you didn't take advantage of me. Then she says it like 4 or 5 times, but I don't know if you noticed, but in there, there's one time she says, and her tone and voice changes, you took advantage of me. I don't know if you noticed that. Like in that scene, she said that's in there. Like one of those lines, her tone changes and she says quickly, you took it, like just like venom in her voice, you took advantage of me.
I don't remember hearing that. But
I-
if that's something that's said, then
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice
I
it.
know that's a
This
big
one-
part of
this
the
one
movie
wants to
is like
deny the rape allegations
I
so
noticed-
bad.
I
no,
noticed-
no. Past that, I know like the whole him taking advantage of her taking advantage of him is a big part of like the inter-friend group squabble throughout the movie
Like I said,
with him and Ian, him and Sarah, and all the other friends. Is
I-
like
Friends in
because
quotation marks.
Ian thinks
Facts.
he is taking advantage of her, and then Sarah
says
thinks
it. He says
she
it
is
out
taking
loud.
advantage of him. So it's like it's a cool dynamic that they fuck with.
So yeah, but
yeah, I did.
like I
like
said,
that.
I didn't notice that the first time I watched it, but then the second time, like I said, I'm pretty sure I heard during that. I mean, when it comes out on like whatever, like like when it goes to Peacock or what, because what this is a focus movie, so that'll be Universal. So whenever it goes to Peacock or whatever, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch that clip again because, like I said, I swear during that part when she walks up and he opens the door, when she says, "You didn't take advantage of me, don't worry," I'm pretty sure one of those times out of the 5, her voice changes and she says, "You took advantage of me." I would have to watch it again. Like I said, such a quick thing, but I'm pretty sure I heard that the second time.
Right.
Maybe it's just because I don't remember it like sounding like that. I can't say if this is accurate or not because I only saw the movie once. But
Yeah, I could have
I
just
took the
misheard it.
scene as like I took the scene as like whatever it is in control, trying to ease Bear into like being okay with what was happening and just kind of play to his favor and like it essentially like try to reassure him that no, like it's all good, everything's fine.
Mhm.
Like how she kept saying like everything's fine, like everything's good, you're good, like don't worry about it. When like Mickey's like dying inside.
Yeah, like I said, this is definitely, like I said, this is definitely a movie I'm gonna watch more times because there's, like I said, there's stuff I noticed the second time that I didn't even notice the first time, and I don't even know if I caught it right the second time. So it's definitely a movie I'm gonna watch at least a few more times because I'm pretty sure, like I said, I thought I noticed that the second time. So
I think one of the things I liked about that scene as well is like I know Khalid said something about like I don't know whether I haven't fact checked it, but this dancer thing, but like her walking around the room, one thing I noticed when watching it is no matter where she's standing in the room, she's always facing the bed. I think that was really cool. When she's standing in the corner, she's facing the bed. When she leaves the room,
I didn't notice
she's
that.
constantly facing the bed until she leaves. When she walks back in with the flower pot, she's constantly facing the bed the
I
entire
didn't
way.
even notice that.
It's such there were so many tiny details in this movie, and Curry Barker is like he's really big on like the tiny things and like making a shot have weight. Especially in all his other like short
Yeah,
films.
I know. Khalid was saying before the end of the podcast that he has like a short. I mean, I knew this. He's been on YouTube for a while now, and
Oh,
after
he's been on YouTube for like 6 years. Yeah,
he put out, I think it was like a found footage film like a couple of years
yeah.
ago
Milk
on
and
YouTube.
Cereal.
Milk and Cereal.
Love that
I'm
movie.
definitely gonna go back and
So
watch that
fucking
now
good.
because after this movie, I said whatever he does, I'm watching it. Like if he drew
Curry Barker is a
like
genius. Every single one
any
of his horror short films have been unbelievable. Milk
any
and Cereal was great.
anytime he
He
make
has like 3 more. I think one of them was called like Warnings. That's one of his early ones. That was great. Um, I don't remember the other one, but he has like 5 or 6 different
yeah,
horror
this was
films
a
that he's
movie where
made.
after it ended, I'm like, this director, like the writer and director, Curry Barker, I'm watching anything he does from now on. Like, especially
And it's
because
so crazy because he makes comedy shorts.
that's what I've
That's how he
heard too.
started. For like 5 years, he did comedy, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here's like 3 crazy good,
S-
crazy graphic horror movies.
So here's
Well,
the
I'm not
thing.
gonna lie, I'm
I
starting
can't.
to think
I can't.
comedians have like a really messed up brain. Cause look at like Key and Peele and like what
And then
Jordan
yeah,
Peele has
Jordan
done on
Peele
his
I
doing
own.
think. I
Get
think
Out.
it was Jordan Peele who actually said this, but someone said that comedy and horror are the same side, are the same,
Two different
like the
Two
sides of the
sides of the
same
two
same
coin.
two
coin.
sides of the same coin. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because comedy, they're both types of movies where they're trying to get a specific reaction. Like you think about it, like comedy and horror, they're both things where they're both trying to get a specific sort of reaction out of you. They're either trying to make you specifically laugh, or they're either trying to make you specifically get scared and feel fear. So it's almost, yeah, it's like two sides of the same coin. It's like you're trying to, it's both genres where your main focus is I want the audience to laugh at this, or I want the audience to just be freaked out by this. So yeah, I could definitely see that. And yeah, it was I've thought about it, and after the movie, I'm gonna say this. This is probably one of, if not the best directorial debut I've ever seen from someone. Like obviously he made like you were saying earlier, that film on YouTube's, what was it, Milk and Cereal?
Milk and Cereal, yeah.
But that
That's
was,
like his famous
yeah,
one.
but that was like something that was just distributed specifically to YouTube, right? It was something he made and he just
No, it went to film festivals
Oh,
and
it
won
did?
awards.
Okay.
It was never like published into theaters, but it was
Okay.
at festivals.
So
It has awards.
for I'll say for a film, if you were to consider a first film something that was released in theaters, and I guess Obsession would be that. This is like one of the best, if not the best, like directorial debuts I've ever. Like the fact that this thing cost $750,000, the this could be a movie where like the most famous horror director could have directed it and you would have believed it was them. Like the fact that this was from someone that like, this was like their first foray kind of into that, like that's crazy because it is so expertly directed and crafted and just executed. Another thing I want to point out, the script is fantastic. Like this is a script like you would read and I would be like, this is like, just like this is a script. Like watching this movie, this is my whole thought. I was thinking like these are the kind of movies that I aspire to make. Like you just like you have so much passion, you have something you want to put out. Not even like just like saying I want to make a horror movie or like I want to make something like that. Just movies like this that are like someone had a passion, they took a very low budget, like $750,000, and they just had so much passion, and you knew that the material was great and they put their soul into it. And this is that's the kind of movies I want to make where you have like your script is so good and you just put so much passion into it that like watching this, like I was just like, as like an aspiring director and writer, like these are the types of movies I want to make. Like that was what I was thinking like throughout the whole movie. So going back to it though, so we just finished, what scene did we just go over?
We went over the bed. The scene with her pacing around the room. I also want to add to that the shot of the camera going back and forth, both sides of the bed.
Yes.
They said they actually did not have like the budget or technology to make the camera sway that way. So they had to do it really slow and then just speed up the footage.
Oh, really?
So stuff like that is
that's
really
kind of cool.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when you love the craft. You do shit to make it work, and it works.
Like I was saying,
is this when they go to the party?
No, there's
No.
stuff. No, because the cat happened before that.
Oh,
I think.
where he ate
The
the
next, the next scene is
yeah.
just him. The next scene is when she has to stay home from work. That's
And
like the next.
I want to point that out
10
too.
minutes of the movie.
So when she stays home from work and he leaves, and he closes the door,
The
she's like, "Okay,
crazy.
bye." She's like, "Okay,
The
bye."
duct tape door?
Yeah, the duct tape door. And he
Yeah, oh
closes it.
my god!
So-
that
Oh, you're
was fast.
right.
If you have trouble with the door, you can just stay.
Yeah, like bro.
So-
Absolutely.
I
not.
wanna
or
point-
where like a unhouse trained dog, she just pees the second you leave.
That's what I was going to mention.
Mhm.
So that's what I was going to mention. I saw that as he leaves the room, she's behind. Because when he gets home, she's still in that same position with piss on the floor.
Yeah,
And there was more than that.
it's
What-
literally like she turned her
I
brain
saw,
off.
Yeah, what I saw from that was like she turns off. Like she just pees just on. She just still and just pees on the floor. And again, this adds to my theory that this is basically what Bear, like the codependency thing I was talking about earlier. This just feels like he always needs someone around, or like if someone's not around, he just doesn't know what to do, and this is why he desperately needs someone. Because when he leaves and then she stands there, and she just doesn't do it, and she just pees on the floor until he gets home. Like it's almost like she doesn't know what to just reflecting him. If someone's not around him, he doesn't know he doesn't know what's gonna happen. Like like what the thing I was saying earlier with the codependency, and that's kind of why I saw it like it kind of reflected. And so then so he's at work, and this is the whole thing with Sarah, right, where she's like trying to and I believe this is where she mentions like, how did you two just like get to like just so quickly she falls for you, and that's when the whole thing where you were saying where like it's a cool dynamic where it's like Ian feels like Bear's, and he is Bear is using Nikki, but Sarah feels like Nikki is using Bear, and that's kind of like you were saying earlier, kind of a cool dynamic with that. And so that's when
It's the same scene where Sarah reveals that Ian and Nikki were hooking up for like multiple years, which is why they feel that way, because Ian obviously feels some way about Nikki.
He doesn't reveal that there. She doesn't reveal that there. She reveals that when they're in the car.
Oh, that's later?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's later.
Yeah, because
Oh wait,
because it wouldn't.
Yeah, it's later because remember he pulls up to Ian and he brings it up and Ian's like, "Oh, is that what this is about?"
Yeah, because then if she revealed it there, he would have went to the party with Ian, and that would have been even more uncomfortable. It definitely happens in the car later, after the
Okay.
party happens.
Okay.
The scene in the store is like when she's telling him the first time that like she's or like the letter from one of the schools appears and she got rejected.
Yeah. And so
Mhm.
that's when the
And
whole
then
conversation's going on, like, Sarah's saying, like, I feel like she's using you or whatever. And then she and then obviously showing that she has feelings for him, she leans like Nikki does when she's possessed. Sarah leans her head on Bear, which shows the contrast of Sarah is actual interest who actually cares about you, while Nikki is this possessed thing of, just because you manifested that you wanted her to care about you, and she actually, she doesn't care about you in that way. And it's like the contrast of like Sarah actually does like wants to be with you. Like that was like the total contrast I thought there. And then and then
Mhm.
that's what happens when before he leaves, Nikki packs him lunch, and then he starts eating the sandwich. This was the part where I was like, "What the fuck?" The first time I watched it, and he's eating
Oh
the
my god,
sandwich.
real?
He's eating the sandwich, and then
Goes, how's the cat?
Then he's already eating it, and then Sarah has
what's
the
the
note.
verdict?
Sarah
Cat.
has a note, and she's like, what does this mean with a verdict and a cat? And he's like, what? She's like, look, and Sarah hands it to him, and it says, what's the verdict on the cat? And then he opens he takes off the top of the sandwich, and then it shows I forget what it was exactly, like cat meat or cat.
Yeah.
And then
Like
and
just
then
the meat.
he just like
I don't remember.
and I remember because he just sits there after he realizes he's eating a cat. He just sits there quiet, like he's like not vomiting yet, but he's like building it up. And then Sarah's like, Bear, what the fuck is wrong? Like, what are you doing? And he's just like, and then finally he opens the trash can, vomits in it, and she's like, what oh my god, like whatever. And then what? Okay, so then that scene ends with that.
And it's like, yeah, and then
What?
like two things on that real quick. Sorry,
Mhm.
but like, for one, bro's better than me because I would have been doing more than throwing up in the store. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, if someone fed me my animal, they're
I
not living to see the
I
end
would
of the
have
day.
passed out.
Yeah, man.
I would've-
And then the two, I think I said it when I
Fuck
was watching the
passing
movie,
out.
but I'm just like,
I'm angry.
bro, like, what does cat taste like? So you have not noticed the flavor of it.
Well, don't
like,
no. He only took one bite of the sandwich and then put it down. He even
But he-
Sarah said, "Oh, your lunch smells weird," and he agreed. So he knew something was off.
Yeah,
He only took
I
one
did- I
bite of the
must not have-
sandwich.
I must not have like.
I could
been
have
paying
taken
attention
a
to that
bite
part
of the
then.
sandwich, and when I could have eaten a bite of the sandwich and not even.
I'm about to go
tasted-
to jail for this.
Not even what?
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 I'm about to look up what cat tastes like.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ!
gosh.
Oh, you can find it on
Probably,
the internet.
probably tastes like chicken.
Yeah, but
It's a cross between rabbit and chicken, or like a denser, leaner cut of pork.
I could have eaten like the a piece of the
Rest that
sandwich.
damn. This is pretty good.
I could have eaten the piece of the sandwich, and
It's like pretty good, man.
it wouldn't have even been a piece of the cat that I had eaten. If I had eaten the sandwich and it wasn't even the cat part I'd eaten, and then I noticed that it was made of cat, I still would have vomited. Like you're just like, oh my
Well,
gosh.
no one notices that it's made of cat until you read the note.
Oh yeah.
Like okay, I say this in good faith. If I didn't see the note or I didn't have someone there tell me
I probably
what
would've
was
eaten the
on the
whole
note,
sandwich.
I probably would have ate the whole sandwich. Exactly. I probably would have ate that whole thing, and then I would have been sick to my
Yo.
That
fucking
would've been even
stomach.
worse.
You know,
It would've
And
been
I would've
it's
killed
you know what's
people,
so,
okay?
You know what's so funny to me? It's just like, I don't know. Maybe this was always me growing up, but I always had this like hot take where it's like, if you eat something and you like the way it tastes, and then someone tells you what it is, then suddenly you're disgusted. It's just like, bro, are you sure like you're actually disgusted, bro, or are you just disgusted that you liked it? Because like
Jesse, dogs
It's
taste
both.
like goat.
they taste like goat.
Goat?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I will never cook Toby to find that out.
Well, I'm
But
telling you, if
someone-
I fed you,
someone
if I fed
offered me
you,
dog that wasn't someone's pet, it was a clean kill. I'm sure I would have gotten over it.
Okay. Honestly, I respect it. I can I have to respect it. I'm not gonna lie. He said
Yeah,
he's in
facts.
business like he says as long as it's not someone's pet and it was just justified animal food, then it's fine.
Like,
Like, let's say,
when
like,
you
it
break
came
it
to, like,
down,
an
it's no
apocalypse
different than
or
eating a burger.
Yeah,
Animal
like,
meat is animal meat, but you just look at dogs differently because they're house pets.
Yeah, because like we have them as
Yeah.
house pets. Yeah,
Yo, best not moving with me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
you're not
cook a
killing my
dog.
pet. Let me tell
I'm
you.
gonna just cook a dog one day and just not tell anybody.
Hey, if you're good.
Honestly,
tastes wrong, don't make it
actually
again.
dap him up for that, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so I'm
My
trying to
bad, my
remember
bad.
what was the scene after this one.
It's him going home and just being like, "Hey, Nikki, honey, what did I tell you about killing the cat?"
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's right.
literally.
That's right. Is
Well, no, before
is
that,
it
there's
before?
something in between.
No, before that, isn't this when he's in the car with Ian and Ian's like, just come to my party, and like I know it feels like you're taking
Yeah,
advantage
yeah,
of her.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Yeah,
before.
I'm pretty
Okay, so
sure, yeah.
that's in between. Okay, yeah. So yeah,
So,
after
so that's when like the taking advantage thing
into-
really kicks off because,
really comes into play. Yeah, because they're driving
like
home.
he said, they're driving home, and then he's like, "Oh, yo, having this." Bear brings up the party, being like, "Oh, well, why weren't we invited?" Like
That's
whatever,
right.
and
Yeah,
just trying to like change the
yeah,
subject from
in
the
the
uncomfortable
scene,
ass
in
talk of
this
what
yeah,
the fuck is up with Nikki.
in the scene real
Yeah.
quick, in the scene with Sarah, that's how he finds out is Sarah brings up, did they invite, are you going to the party tonight? That's why that comes in. Yeah, I remember that now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then
Yeah.
going back to what you were saying.
Well, Ian tells Bear that Sarah, like he'll call it off, like won't have Sarah, and it'll just be a guys' night.
Guys night, yeah.
Which is why when he tells her and she goes, but Sarah's gonna be there, she like starts flipping off about it.
That's right. So yeah, so he gets home, tells Nikki like I'm going out for a guys night, and then yeah, that's when she
She blows
She ends
the
up going.
fuck up.
Which is probably my favorite scene in the entire movie
Wait,
because it
wait, I
scared the
just
shit out of me.
realized.
She was in the
It's
shower
not
for
my
that.
favorite.
No,
Yeah.
I'm with. I'm not
That's
gonna
when he
say.
came home and then found her soiled as fuck.
I'm not gonna say
I was gonna
this.
say
And
that
was
was the
like, "Yo,
same
go
day.
clean up." Yeah,
I'm not gonna
it was
say.
like, "Hey, yo,
Okay.
go clean up."
I'm not gonna say it's
It's
the
a-
scariest scene in the movie, but that is one of the parts that caught me off guard because yeah,
I didn't say scariest. I said it was my favorite.
favorite. Well, it catches you off guard because he says he mentions Sarah. The shower turns off, and then he's like, Nikki, and then it's silent, and then that's when she just starts like, and then it just like hits you. It's like, oh shit, like
Bro says the shower turns off. It was a lot more than that. It was
You heard the
so
crashing and the.
and you just heard the light just
because
a bang
isn't
as
what
all
happens?
silence.
I thought no,
came
I
in.
thought it was you hear the shower turn off, there's silence, and then it goes into all the
No,
crashing.
the shower turned off really loud.
Yeah, it's
Like she
it's a
broke the handle
loud
on that
bang.
shower.
Okay, I
Like
forgot about that.
he's talking, he's like something. Ian invited me over, whatever, and it's fine. And then it's like, oh, I might go out for a guys' night, and
Yeah,
everything
literally.
just goes really quiet. I'm like, oh,
And then she goes, "I can
insane.
get ready. I can come with you."
Oh
And
yeah,
he's
that's
like,
And then
right.
he
nah,
goes, he's like,
No,
"Well,
no,
it's a
no.
guy's night, so I can't really." And then she just starts hollering in the back. Holy shit!
Mhm.
and then she says that's when she mentions that like Sarah had invited her out, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know if she said, was she invited out or did she just know Sarah was gonna be
Well,
there?
she knew Sarah was going
she knew
because
Sarah
Sarah
was
told
going.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like the scene cuts after like her continuous screaming because he's like, "Okay, we can take you," and she goes, "No, no, no!" Like, essentially being like, "Oh, like no, you don't get to change your mind. You told me no." And eventually he gives in because the next scene is him at the party, and Ian goes, "I knew you weren't gonna come along."
So yeah, because then she eventually goes with him, and they go to the party. The party scene, which we're about to get to, is my favorite scene in the movie because that's the scene
I'm gonna
where.
put that at number 2.
What's your number one? Has it happened yet?
No.
Okay. Or maybe maybe there's another scene I remember later on. I'm like, oh yeah, that is my favorite. But from what I can recall, this is my favorite scene in the movie. One, because it's so uncomfortable. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's one thing when it's uncomfortable and it's just two people in the room, but once you bring everyone who's basically been in the movie at this point plus some others, and they're all in a room together and they see this shit happening, it just goes from all like the whole movie I felt uncomfortable. That's the one thing about this movie too. Second watch, I think I felt more uncomfortable than I did my first watch. Like just more on edge, which like for a movie for me never happens, but this one I think I just saw it in a completely different like context and I was just like holy shit. Like I was just like feeling so uncomfortable. But this is the scene where I was just watching it like oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, because you have all of these people in the room. And then yeah, Nikki just starts acting weird, and yeah, and then the whole speech with the whole Hansel and Gretel thing, that's another thing too. is because she's reciting that whole thing.
I noticed that. I was like, I thought I was tweaking when I thought I recognized that it was that, but
And the only reason I
because
say that,
I could barely understand what
I
she was
saw
saying
someone on
during the
TikTok
movie.
say it's from Hansel and Gretel, and I was like, really? I didn't catch
Mhm.
that. And then seeing it the
They
second
say
time,
like
I had that in
something about
mind,
Hansel
and
and
you
Gretel.
specifically hear her say Hansel and her brother Gretel. And I was like, oh, okay. Or like whatever.
I'm
Or
about to say you
and her
could hear
sister
that.
Gretel or whatever. And yeah, and so that was apparently taken from that. And the line is, from what I remember, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is her talking about someone taking advantage of her. Like that's the undertone of the whole speech she gives.
No, it's her taking advantage of someone else. I thought was
Are you
what she
sure?
was saying because
Because
she was talk about like her doing things to other people, and I'm gonna take your arm off and use it, and this
Okay.
and that, and this
Yeah,
and like
yeah, Gav was right. Gav was right.
But this was the one scene too where when she's giving that speech, it feels like that's like I was saying, subtle details. Like the way she's just talking
Mhm.
about it, it feels like a part of also the actual Nikki was coming out at that point. Like very subtly. Because that's the one part too where she's like
whole movie was creepy.
the whole movie was. But yeah, that was the scene where I was also like, it feels like there's some subtle nuances in how she's saying this that the other Nikki is trying to break through as she's talking about this. Like the way she delivers it. And yeah,
Mhm.
and then the one scene, I don't know why, like, because it's funny, because like I've just seen clips of people who thought they were I'm like, how do you laugh at anything in this movie? The one part where I thought it was just like almost like dark humor that made me laugh, where, they, you know, they do the thing and the what kind of game was this, by the way? It's like Jenga, but they have writing on the Jenga blocks.
It's like Jenga or Dare or something. I don't know. Jenga Dare or
Jenga
something.
or Dare. And yeah, so then on the block it says, the one bear pulls, it says, kiss the person to your left. And like I said, I feel like this is the one part where I felt like it was almost like just like a dark, like I said, the movie's disturbing. The only part I laughed at was just Nikki walking up behind her and then just slowly pulling the chair. Like it was just so like, what the fuck?
That wasn't even what had me laughing. What had me laughing was her frown. I like just audibly went,
yo, for real.
Yeah, like I said, this movie is disturbing like throughout most of it, but that was the one part where it was just so just like, what the fuck, that it made me laugh. It's just like her slowly pulling the chair back, and I was like, all right. And then she just sits down and tries to kiss him, whatever, and then that's where the whole thing happens where Nikki breaks out, and she's like, what the fuck? And she goes back, like, what the fuck is happening? Where am I? And she goes back, and then she stands up. The possessed Nikki is back now, and the real Nikki got trapped down again. And then that's when she starts slamming her face in, and like everyone's like, what the fuck, what? And she's just like hurting herself. And then
she gets the bottle and starts stabbing herself.
There is so many moments in this movie where you hate Bear. One of the ones where I hated him the most, and it's literally because people in the scene are telling him, what the fuck are you sitting there for? Like, what are you doing? Like, she's literally banging herself on the head, hurting yourself. People in the room are telling him to do something. Call 911. What are you doing?
No, I don't.
I'm not gonna defend him.
That's
here.
not one scene where I feel like that's like I can't really hate on him for that. I feel like that's the
he's in
most
shock.
realistic thing, bro.
Oh, he's in
I don't even
shock.
think it's in shock.
No, but
I think
in
it's just
shock.
like
he's in shock.
He's just sitting there. He's like, damn, I really fucked up.
No, I think it's just like he's tired of all of it. It's just like
I was just about to
he's
say,
continuously up to this point been trying to ignore or tell everybody it's fine, and then she's having this whole crash out, and it's just like, bro, like it's just like, what do I even do at this point?
Yeah,
like he's just exhausted.
Isn't it after this whole thing where he calls the company and is like, hey,
that's when he calls.
Can I like change the wish or whatever? And they're just like, nah, man.
Not even cancel. Can I change it? Can I alter it, please?
Okay.
Not
Can
even
I keep
that.
the wish
This
I
is
have?
like, they mentioned this like 3 or 4 times in the movie, and spoiler, obviously. That's the same scene when like he brings up, he's like, well, if you're not alive, the wish will cancel.
Yeah.
I did not think the movie would actually end with him killing himself.
That's exactly how I thought the movie was gonna end.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna kill her. I'll be real. That's how
if
I thought.
He killed her, I would have been pissed off, bro. That's
I was about to say that would have been so much worse.
He would have been one of the worst protagonists.
Genuinely started the problem and then like ended it. It was like, no, why couldn't I get what I wanted?
So what was I gonna bring up? So I guess to touch on the fact that Bear is the biggest piece of shit in this movie, but to jump on the fact that pretty much every character is a piece of shit. How?
No.
Okay,
You
no,
take
wait.
that
Let me bring
back.
this up. After that scene happens and she bangs herself and everyone in the room sees it, they see that something's wrong. How the fuck after that, Ian and Sarah do nothing about it after that?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like that's
that's one of like 3 or 4 scenes in the movie where I said a simple phone call to the cops would have ended the whole
exactly.
thing.
How do you not?
They called the cops on that bitch.
That's
Everyone
where
would have been fine.
that's where you
Okay, that's
that's
another thing, right?
where you step in and are like, one, do not keep like Bear, you're not get away, like something's going on, we don't trust you, get away from her, we're calling someone and we're figuring this out, getting her into a hospital, figuring out what's wrong. Like that's
It's not even that I wouldn't trust him. It's just that I would see something is clearly
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
right.
I think at that point you can't really say he was like messing with her or manipulating her or whatever because she
yeah.
like actively stood up, moved Sarah out of the way, and
Oh yeah,
went in
yeah.
for the
No,
kiss.
I agree with you there. I'm just saying at that point, like anyone in that room, like that's when you like that's because I remember I saw someone on TikTok make the point, like basically you look at it, everyone in this movie is like not a good person. I mean, it's just on different levels. And yet, like with Sarah,
It's everybody's fault.
like Ian and Sarah, like how do you not like see that and just are like yeah, like we got to do something immediately. Like call the cops, get her into a hospital, get her into psychiatric care or whatever. Like how do you see that? And then like yeah, for the rest of the movie, they don't even like try to help her. Like that was what was weird to me. Like how and so yeah, so I'm trying to remember after that that's when they drive home, right? And yeah, they
No, they go to the
they go
hospital
to a
and then they're not
hospital.
let in the
Yeah,
hospital
they're
for some
not.
fucking
Yeah,
reason. That was
they're not.
weird to
They're
me.
not let in the hospital.
They never expanded on that either.
Yeah.
Like they get barred from the hospital. They're not even allowed inside. Like the way the shot is shown is that like a nurse comes out to their car with Nikki sitting in the car, and then they just leave. They don't ever go inside. So I like they either weren't let in or just like she refused to go in or something like that happened. But they never say what was up. And that's like the one plot hole in the movie, kind of semi plot hole.
And then the scene after this, right, is when he's in the car by himself, and that's when he makes the phone call. Am I correct?
I think so.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that because I'm pretty sure that's what's next. He's in the car.
Maybe.
He makes the
Okay, hold on. Okay, I just checked. She's not admitted to the hospital because she has no pre-diagnosed mental health conditions.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that makes
That makes
sense.
sense. That makes sense.
Healthcare back at it again.
Okay, at least stitch her fucking face up.
I'm about to say
Yeah,
even still
yeah.
like
She
stitch
had
it up.
she had clear markings on
literally
her
no
face.
entry into the
She must
hospital.
not
have had medical.
This girl is
bloody.
bleeding out of 3 cuts from her above her eyelid. Like,
Well,
what are you
at this
talking
point
about?
in time, the drive to the hospital, she probably was not as bad
Actually,
in shape.
you
as
guys
she
were
was
saying
in-
like you never saw clips from this movie. That was the first thing in this movie I saw was the picture of her face where she is like making like she's trying to make it look like she's smiling, and that's when she has like she's just bashed herself with the head. That's like the first shot of the movie I ever saw. Was like I saw a Twitter post. And I think that was the first time I'd ever heard about it. So yeah, so they go to the hospital, and then they like Khalid said, not admitted, and then that's the scene right where he's in the car, and he calls the phone number, and that's when the phone number and they say like can I undo the wish, and the guy's like no, you can't undo the wish, and then that's when he plays for him in that scene. He plays the real Nikki and plays it on the phone, and she's just like screaming in pain. Like screaming in pain. And then so I mean that's your definitive proof that that's where she is. I mean, you obviously should have picked up on that even before that, but that's like your definitive proof. You have it there. She is not in control. Someone else is some spirit or something is controlling her body. And then that's what makes the scene we're going to talk about later on where she tells him to kill her and makes that response so much worse. Like you're just like, "Oh my god, what the fuck, like fucking asshole." And so we'll get to that. And then, so she's possessed, and the guy on the phone plays for her. The Nikki's screaming, and I'm trying to remember, is the part after that when they're in bed and she asks that, or was there something before that?
Um,
Or was the next
What,
scene
like
them
after
in bed?
the
After he gets off the call.
No, I think you're right. I think
It's
I
the
think it
part
is
where they're
the
in
bed
bed and
scene.
then the whole
Yeah.
thing happens. Okay. So the next scene, they're in bed together.
Hmm.
Bear gets a call or a text from, was it, what was the Sarah? I'm sorry, I almost said Becky.
Yeah, Sarah.
I'm writing a movie right
Mhm.
now, a horror movie, where one of the main characters' names is Becky, so I almost just said Becky, but sorry, Sarah. So Sarah texts him and says,
My
I have
my
something to
glory.
tell you. It's urgent. Meet me here now. And he texts back, I can't. Like, I'm held up. Can you just text me it? And she says, no, if you do not come here now, I'll drive down there. And so he's like, fine. Gets up out of bed, starts to walk out, and then this is where clearly the real Nikki is present.
This scene gave me goosebumps, man.
Nikki looks at him, clearly says, she's asleep. This is the real Nikki. And she says, please kill me. Please kill me.
It's because she's not looking at him, which is what scares. What I think makes that scene terrifying.
Yeah, she's still in like a prone laying position.
Yeah,
didn't
she's
sleeping.
not looking.
Yeah.
I
She's
didn't even
not
notice
looking at him
that.
at all.
I didn't even
He
notice
sneaks
that.
out of bed. You don't even know how long the real Nikki has been in there. For all she knows, she might have thought he was asleep. And as he's leaving, she's not looking at anything. She's trying to stay still, not looking at bro, and telling him to kill her
Do you
because
think
she's
that
like
she did
she's
that like
asleep.
every night then?
Like that's what makes that scene so terrifying. You don't know. Like how
Yeah.
long are you able to like be conscious while she's asleep?
And then like
Clearly
the
not
whole-
long enough.
And then when he tried to respond, and then she said, "Don't wake her up,"
So yeah, so
and then he just
Yeah,
dipped.
she starts
So then-
shushing his ass.
yeah, and then
No, that's not even the worst part about that scene.
oh, the
We're
worst,
forgetting what he said in
no,
response,
the worst
which
part
was,
about that scene is
"What
when
is so bad about
okay, so
being with me?"
That's what I want to get
Oh
to.
right,
because-
his pick
okay,
me
wait, wait,
energy.
All right,
that's
let's
stupid
get to
ass
this. Let's
line.
get to this. Let's get to this. Because in that scene, when she says, please kill me, the reasonable response in that scene, knowing what's going on, is like, in your mind, you're like, I can't kill it. Like, why would I kill? I mean, we're in this situation, but I can't just kill you. Like, that is
Listen.
the reasonable response. This asshole, just piece of shit. And this is where, like, you just, like, I fucking hate him. He says
Mhm.
back to her, what's so bad about being with me? And I remember sitting there, I'm
Like,
like, dude, fuck
like,
you.
literally, oh my gosh, bro. Like, I had no respect for bro during the whole movie,
So-
but it went down after that.
I forgot about that line, and I was seeing TikToks, like, before I saw it the second time. I forgot about his response, and I was seeing TikToks where it was like, he was such a piece of shit in that scene. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, he couldn't just kill her. I completely forgot about what he said back. And then, yeah,
Yep.
watching it again, I was like, dude, fuck you. Like, that is just, like, that is when you, yeah, he is just an
Bro, it's
egocentric, just, like, you are a piece of shit. Like, just.
Listen, bro. I don't think I would have, like, if this were me, I don't think I would even be in this situation at all. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie. I
yeah.
would not have
Facts.
made some stupid decision like that.
Also,
But on the
Mhm.
very off chance I did something that dumb and like was in this exact situation, and then the girl I hear is just like, and the girl is just like, kill me, please. You're just gonna hear me sigh as I walk to the other room and just grab my gun and then just yeah, let me just confirm, kill myself
kill
and
yourself.
free
Yeah.
her now. Like,
And I'm gonna get to that again though too at the end with the very last shot. I'm gonna get to. I mean, we'll get to that, but I have a lot to say about the last shot of the movie. But we'll get to that. And so, it's just sitting, and yeah, just this when you're just like, fuck this dude. Like this, it's. Oh my gosh, I was just like sitting there, like, oh my god, like what?
Listen, I thought to myself during that scene, I was like, it's clear the movie is not about her being obsessed with him. It's the other way around. The whole
yeah.
movie is about him being
obs-
obsessed
That's
with
what
her.
I said.
oh, definitely.
That's what I said, and like I feel like her character is just her possessed. That's just him, his own how he feels he should be, how he feels people should feel about him, put into her, and just like put on egocentric like crazy, just like shot up, and like this is the reflection of what you feel people should feel about you, to show you like yeah, you should not want people to feel this way about you, and yeah, and so yeah, that scene was where I was like, dude, like. Oh my gosh, that scene pissed me off so much watching it the second time. I was just like, dude, fuck you. And so
And then
then
that leads to
that leads to the
Now
scene,
the shit that actually pissed me
the
off.
scene in the car, right?
yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. Scene in the car, and
This is
that's
the only scene in the movie that actually jump scared me. Like I jumped.
so I knew something was gonna
Mm,
happen,
You
but
That
it's
scene didn't scare me. You,
but
you told
no,
me
no,
there
no,
was
no.
one jump scare in the movie, and I was waiting for it, and I was like, that scene was scary.
no.
But like, I don't feel like there was any jump
I
scares.
disagree with I'm with Khalid.
Bro, that was
I-
100%
Gavin, that was
a
definitely
jump scare. What the
a
fuck?
jump scare.
Gavin, even the second time I watched it, it still jump scared me because that scene is timed so well when you don't even know when it's gonna happen. Like
Oh
in my
no,
mind,
I'm not saying the scene is bad.
no,
I'm
but
s-
No.
because
I'm saying I don't think it's a jump scare because they build the suspense of shit's gonna go wrong the second he leaves the house.
I knew, yeah. Oh no,
The
That's
moment he
how
leaves the
jump scares
house,
work.
I knew something was gonna
Yeah, I was
happen.
about to say that's kind of
That's literally how jump scares work.
That
What?
scene was gonna, but that scene was happening, and I knew something was gonna happen. But it's timed so well where there's so many that scene is a good like 3 to 4 minute scene
yeah.
where they're
I think
talking, and it's timed
Mhm.
so well that there's so many moments where like nothing's happened yet, that it basically waits until you're like, okay, nothing's gonna happen, where then it hits you. It's just like, oh, wait, what the fuck?
nah, I knew something was gonna happen the whole time. I feel like that's why it
Yeah,
didn't scare me. Is
every-
I knew something was
everyone
about to
knew
go down.
something was gonna happen.
Everyone
No,
That's the
knew
thing.
something was gonna happen.
I know,
That
It's
doesn't
just-
make it
yeah.
not a jump scare.
We knew something was
Yeah.
gonna happen, but that's what I'm saying. What makes him such a great director is how it's timed, because literally you know something's gonna happen, but the scene plays out so long that it gets to a point where you're like, okay, maybe nothing's happened yet, like really, and you get settled down.
And it's not
And
even
then
just
it
like
hits you right at that moment where you think like, oh, nothing's gonna happen, you know, and that's when it hits you, and like that's what I'm saying. It's the
Mhm.
movie's like amazingly directed, like it's timed like so
and again,
well.
it's not even just a matter of like it happened like perfectly timed. It happened so fast.
Oh yeah,
There was just
no, that's the thing.
Thank you.
She
no
just
time
yeah, that's the
to
thing.
react.
Yeah,
She
I agree with
breaks
that.
that window and just instantly put brick, bam, 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 bam. And you're like, what the fuck? It's so.
It's literally like the shot is on bare, and the next shot is just
boom,
glass
and the
breaking.
window already
That's
breaks, and
all
the
you see.
brick's there, and yeah, it's just like in an instant, like half a second. You're like, what the fuck?
Listen, no one deserved to die in this movie.
No,
Nah, that could be argued.
I got two candidates, but Sarah
Sarah
did
was
not
not one of
deserve.
them.
Sarah did not
No,
deserve to die.
Sarah is the one. No,
Sarah
did not
was
deserve to
probably-
die.
Sarah might have been my favorite character.
She was a
Sarah.
character.
That's the thing.
Sarah
Watching the whole
was-
movie, and I feel like the movie was almost kind of a commentary too. And you know, sometimes I've had this issue in life where you like feel like there's one person who's the one. Like you feel like you're in love with this one person and no one else matters. And like so you try to pursue that one person that you're completely just shut off in life to the fact where there's other people who are literally so much better for you that you should be focusing your attention on trying to, you know, talk to and learn more about. And that's what this movie I feel like it's also a commentary on like don't actually be with the people who are showing you to care about you, because Sarah clearly wants to be with him and cares about him. Like she's the one
For
character
some
where
reason.
doesn't deserve to die, and she's the one where you're watching the movie like, dude, you should be with her. And it's just like the fact that, you know, everything that whatever. And so anyway, getting sidetracked. And so yeah, that scene happens with the brick, and you're just like, oh my god, like what what? And then the whole
And then she
And
Mortal
then-
Kombat fatalities Sarah.
Mortal
And
Kombat
they cut
fatality,
to-
Sarah,
they cut
and then
to her
immediately
face.
says, "We need to hide the body."
And then no, they show a brief shot of her face, and it is fucked up. I mean, it is just like
What
there's not even.
face? You mean
No,
the
that's the thing.
mesh?
There's like, it's just like
that shit was not brief.
yeah, and then
They held that angle for
there.
like 10 seconds, okay?
I thought Glenn was looking after fucking Negan, bro.
Say,
Like,
that was some Negan fatality right there from Walking Dead. Oh my gosh, bro.
And then, yeah, so then they hide the body, and that's when
just the idea that he like went along with hiding the body
yeah, exactly.
is just so like, bro, get the fuck over yourself, bro. Holy shit.
I mean, I guess in that
couldn't.
moment you can't really do anything else. I mean, you've already gone.
Kill yourself.
Nothing is
fuck-
stopping
this
you
fuck-
from just
He should've
calling
just ended himself.
911.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
The
exactly.
girl literally
Killed
is
someone.
incapable of harming you.
Yeah. And
Or,
then
like,
No.
for real,
And then that's when
what
she's-
is gonna like?
Gav, I'm actually gonna bounce on that because that's something I absolutely loved about the movie. I was gonna save it till the end, but I genuinely did not expect her to not harm bro at all in the movie. He was not harmed.
He was not injured once during that film.
Yeah.
Like,
you're
holy
right.
shit. I thought it was gonna go the I love you so much that like I want to live
I can't
inside
have
you
you, no-
route.
no
like
again.
just like let me
Did you ever
exactly
see-
just
did you
straight
ever
horror.
see-
But
Did
no,
Did you ever see the movie together? Did you ever see the movie Together that came out last year with Dave
I did.
Franco
I watched that with
and
Gav.
Allison Brie?
Did I
So
watch
the
that with
ending,
Gav?
of,
That
spoiler
was with
alert,
me.
but
That's the one where she
that's
holds
where-
the hand over the
yeah,
candle.
No, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Okay,
where,
that was with
no,
you,
no, no,
Jesse.
that's Companion. No,
That's the two when they started merging
when they-
together
yeah,
into
Together
one.
is where they merged together at the end. So
Mhm.
that's what you were thinking of, like, because at the end of that movie is like they're like they're one with one another, and at the end of the movie they literally just merge together. So yeah, but this
Like
Together was
crazy
such a good
bitch
movie.
is what I thought. Even when she had the gun, I was just so amazed that like the only person or people she'd attacked were the people around him.
yeah,
He
never
was
got-
actually
the
safe.
only time he was harmed was when he killed himself. That's the only time
Yeah.
he was ever. It was
Okay,
his
but
doing.
he did that to himself. It
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
from her.
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
The only time he was harmed was his own doing. So yeah,
Bro had a
Which
free
was
Rika
bad
and
on
he
him.
fumbled.
so yeah.
Yo, I would have been a special grade sorcerer if I had her. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
So yeah, the scene.
Listen,
the scene,
like I said, that shit's a special great cursed object.
the scene after that is, Nikki says, baby, just, whatever. It was like, I can do this on my own. You go off. You leave me. And then he gets in the car. He drives off.
And
He
and he reads
opens.
her application
He opens the
letter.
application, sees that she got accepted, and then just like starts going crazy,
Yeah, he starts screaming.
screaming, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the scene after that, right? He goes back to the One Wish Willow place, tries to buy another one. And that's the whole thing where he doesn't see them on the wall. He's like screaming at the cashier. The cashier's like, "Don't worry,
Yeah, and
they're
it's a
just- they're
different
right
guy.
here. Yeah, they're right here."
I did not expect
No,
him
no,
to
no,
just
no, no, no.
casually be in the store. I thought he was gonna get like
No, because like I
retconned
thought,
or
I was
something. Like
gonna
not
say-
retconned.
no-
What's the word? Gaslit that they didn't exist.
Yeah, I was
Didn't
just about to
exist,
say
yeah.
because remember too, like when he searched it up, there was like a Mandela effect if they even were real or not, and then
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I really thought they were gonna gaslight him and being like, "You're ill." There's nothing ever has
yo,
ever been sold
and,
here like
and,
that.
and
That
then
would've
he's
been
just
crazy.
like, dude, I'm messing with you. They're right there, and I was
Yeah.
just like, that was the second part of the movie that made me chuckle.
Well,
That's
not
also
even
when we
that, like,
learn-
the way he casually talked about them. I was like, "What? Like you're just casually talking about something that can change the universe, and you're selling it for $7? $7 is what he bought that for. $6.99 is what the price
you're
was. on
right,
the
it
box.
was
Imagine selling that
$6.99.
for $6.99. So
Insane.
Man,
No, I
got
love
them
that the
Kryptonian
guy
for
in the
$6.99.
store had taken his own wish. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
knew
he was
it
like,
worked.
"Oh, I
That's how
had
it
my
works.
wish already."
he
It's
knows.
like,
it
yeah, I
works.
have my wish, but I only.
Oh, that
have-
was
you
another
can only
thing.
pick one, so.
That was another thing.
We also learned from the cashier that you can't take another wish
Yeah.
even if you try it, and that
Which
you would
he
and
does
it gives him
in
the
the
idea
next
that you would have to
scene.
give someone else to make
So
the
remember
wish.
He
I
still
was just
tried
te-
to do it on his own,
Remember,
didn't he?
I was just telling you
Yeah,
that
the very next scene was him trying to do another wish in the car, and like he was physically
Couldn't
unable
break
to
it.
break it.
real quick.
Yeah.
Remember, I was just telling you that they made a fake in-universe commercial for the One Wish Willow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The ending of that commercial literally says, "Warning: Do not use this if you have dependency issues or an obsession." Like it literally says
Oh,
that
wow.
in the in-universe commercial that they
That's
that they
crazy.
put online.
Well, that's just probably just for the movie promotion.
Yeah, but still, I was like, damn. And so, yes, then he's in the car. He tries to make a wish again. Then you won't like it's like a solid
Doesn't
stick.
work.
You
He
can't
can't
even
break it. Yep.
yeah.
Then
And then
that's
he
when
has to
he
go to
goes to Ian, and he tells him everything. That's when it comes up with possessed, blah blah blah. And then it comes up, I know you slept with Nikki, and then that's when he's like, whoa, this is that's what this is about, and then that's when he hands it to like, no, please, like he's just going crazy, like, please, I'm telling you, this thing works. Make the wish, just make it like I never made a wish, and then that's when he ends like, all right, I wish for $1 billion?
I wish for $1 billion, and he snaps it, and $1 billion literally comes out of the
Now,
ceiling.
if this movie had come out in 2 months, if this movie was shot now, he would have said $10 trillion, so he could top Elon Musk as the richest person on the planet. But that's just an aside.
Now this is why I think Ian absolutely deserved death for his transgressions here.
Now,
If I went up to any of you in pure panic and desperation, holding
With blood
up a
on my
stick,
clothes, by the way.
exactly, telling you guys that that one girl who just did not really like me and swapped suddenly came from a wish, and I regret this. I need you guys to turn this wish back, like, because it's getting bad. and you guys took the stick, snapped it in front of me, and said, "I wish for $1 billion," you would not live to see the next day. I promise you that, bro. I promise
So-
he
you that.
was he was so distraught. He literally fell to his knees and was like, I'm cooked.
Now listen.
Now-
I was gonna say too, like, I was like, yeah, Ian obviously is an L man for that, but it's also just like, Bear had no right to get mad either because, like, bro, like
This is
this
your
is still all
doing.
your
He did it to
fault.
himself.
No,
Yeah, he
but
did.
so
He did it himself.
when
He
I
did it
said
all to himself.
when I said earlier that that's like the wish, like I feel like I would have made, I didn't mean that in the context of this scene. Like if somebody in this scene was like in that state of bear,
I would
came up
never
to
wish
me-
for money.
Came up to me and said, like, make the wish. I fucked up. I definitely, I wouldn't have said $1 million. But I'm saying if I was in the position Bear was in originally, and I had a stick where I can like make a wish for whatever I wanted, I would have said money. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah.
I would have had said some periodically every like 2 days, $10,000 is just
Now-
sent to me.
Now that
Like,
see that
So I don't get jumped
I
by
would-
the fucking IRS.
I wish I got my dream salary even though I don't have a job.
Let me
I
make
don't have
6
to work.
figures. All I can do is just exist.
I also
I just
love
actively.
I also love in this scene how the money just rains from the air, and I'm just thinking the whole time, like, where does it start? like,
Probably
the
inside
Yeah,
the
they never
building.
panned up once.
Yeah,
They're just
exactly.
dumping money on you.
I was thinking, like, where does this start? Like, I mean, it can't fall out of the sky because then it would just be hitting the roof of the house and bouncing off the house. I'm like, and clearly there's no roof
Mhm.
broken. I'm like, does it just like? That's what I mean.
It probably just appears.
I mean, obviously they only had a budget of $750,000, so they got clever with it, and they're like, all right, let's just pan the cameras, place it in the exact spot where they wouldn't be
Mhm.
able to tell where the money's coming from. And
Now, I want to actually add a comment here.
okay,
I think I said this to Jesse, which is why I don't think Nikki was possessed by a demon or anything.
hmm
And it literally stems
I don't think it
from
has
the-
to do with like demons.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
think so,
same.
yeah.
But I think it literally stems, or at least my saying of this, because like I take the monkey's paw, right? Which is
this is a monkey's paw story.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I actually don't technically agree with that because like
I
the
was
monkey's
gonna
paw
say
was in a
because-
situation where it takes the situation and based on the way you make the wish gives you so like I want a lot of money, right? Kills the kid and all of the funds that are accumulated as a result of like pity money is sent and that's how he gets the money. In this case, he asked for the money and it just dropped out of the sky. So that tells me that the actual wishing thing is not inherently bad or evil in any way, shape, or form. It just does
It
what
has
you
to do with
ask of
human
it.
greed and all that shit.
Which
That's
is
all it
why I think when it comes to Nikki, it's not like obviously she's fighting it and whatnot, but like it's not a demon that's inherently trying to make things worse. It's just fulfilling his request.
Mhm.
And I think that's really cool, like a really cool way of handling the wish.
So yeah, $1 million comes down or whatever, and then what the weird thing to me after this was actually the transition of this scene, because it literally goes from that happening, you see the money falling down, and then it transitions right to Bear getting home. And so I was like,
I'm not gonna lie. What else would you have done? Like,
what conversation would have happened? Like, I'm like,
nothing, because I would have been too mad at you to talk to you. I'm glad he probably would have slammed him himself if he didn't.
You
leave.
would have been a blood splat on the
I was just
on the
about to say,
wall,
you lucky I'm not
bro.
no. You lucky I didn't wish to be a Vilcher mine.
no, but here's the thing that threw me off about this scene. No, wait, here's the thing that threw me off about this scene, though, is that in the next scene, Ian comes over to his house and is like, hey, that was $1 million that fell down. Like, well, didn't you see?
He walks in and he's like, yo, I actually have $1 billion.
He said it. Literally,
He
that
was
was
so
getting
happy
me
about
mad
that,
too.
too.
No,
They
what
wouldn't
happened-
have been the
what happened
skin
was
on
just
his body, my friend. I would have flayed him.
I would have actually like forgiven Nikki, bro. If that were me, I'm not gonna lie. Just like for killing him, just like, you know what? I think we can make this work. After all, you already got rid of Sarah. The company, we might as well make it work. You know, I'm singing like
Let's
a ballerina.
Ian gets in. Let's just clean up the house. Let's get all the blood. Let's just move on with the lives. I got the money.
Yeah, just you clean up the mess though. I didn't.
Here's my question. Where the fuck are his neighbors at?
Yeah, that is a great question.
Like,
They didn't have the budget for neighbors.
Yeah, we just-
neighbors. So, yeah,
like, so you're telling me through this whole movie, this girl is destroying this house, screaming in the middle of the night, all of this. Not once did someone think to like check on them
So
It's like, yo,
That's
there must
actually a
be
good
some
point.
domestic case going on or something.
so okay.
Exactly.
So I want to mention something about this scene. So I got just so I remember it. So yeah, Bear walks into the house. You know, Nikki's there. Does she have the gun on her already?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, she
so.
has the gun on her already. You know,
Yes.
walks into the house, is trying to tell her to make this wish. Ian walks in. Hey, I got $1 million. That was actually $1 million. Got $1 million. Isn't it the right when he
Well-
says that she shoots him?
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's when he
He
came
was
into
in
the
the door
house.
for like 3 seconds.
He gets like that one sentence out. Bam, you know, she shoots him.
But I'm pretty sure he sees Sarah's like skinned corpse in the chair before.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Before
shoots
I was
him.
gonna say, I'm pretty sure he
Oh, yeah,
also
that's
said
right.
something
You
about
know,
the body.
Bear walks in when he walks in, you know, he sees the skinned corpse of Sarah, and you know he's begging Nikki, please make this wish, please make this wish, and then Ian walks in, she shoots him, and then he's trying to get her to make this wish. He goes into, I mean, I think she scares him away into the bathroom if I recall correctly, and then that's when I didn't even catch this until the
No,
second time.
no.
I don't
he
think
steals the gun and goes to the bathroom to kill himself.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
And that's
leaves
when
to-
That's
she
right, that's
starts
right.
freaking the fuck out,
That's
thinking,
right, that's
"Uh-oh,
right.
my man's is finna die."
Why don't you love me?
So then he didn't shoot himself, but what? So I didn't even catch this. I didn't even catch until the next time I watched it that he kills himself with the same pills that killed the cat.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that's why they set up
the
the pills at the
oxycodone.
beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't even catch that the first time. I was watching the second. I'm like,
That
oh,
was
yeah,
the first thing I noticed when he opened
I
the
was about to
cabinet.
say,
it's
right?
the same pills. And then he takes the pills, walks out, and he dies. Nikki's standing.
He's like hallucinating. He's like
So,
all happy.
There
and
is
then he
something I
dies.
did not notice the first time I watched this, and I noticed it the second time. Did you notice that when he
Well,
walks
he's
out?
not. He's whoa. You guys are missing a key detail.
No, wait. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. No,
Stop.
I'm coming to it. I'm coming to it. That's what I'm about to say. That's what I'm about to say.
Okay,
No,
okay,
you see,
okay.
This is what I'm about to say. So they show a shot, and they very clearly show that the One Wish Willow's broken.
Yeah, you hear the sound when he's in the bathroom.
Yeah, and then they cut out and out. I didn't notice this until the second time I watched it. They pan down, and you clearly see that the One Wish Willow's broken, and someone made a
Mhm.
wish.
Nikki did.
Nikki made a wish. I don't think they don't really tell you what
They
it
don't
is.
tell you what it is, but it's clear she wished that he loved him as much as she did, which is why at the end he walks
Ah.
out and is all lovey-dovey. They start making out, and then he ODs. But you hear the jingle and the snap when he's in the bathroom.
And then I didn't catch that snap, but yeah, you do see the One Wish Willow's broken. So Nikki made a wish. And yeah, he comes out, like you said, they're making out, and then he dies. She's like, oh, no. And I forgot. I remember the first time I saw it, I remembered she snapped out of it. And then watching it the second time,
she was gonna kill herself.
it took so long to get to that. I'm like, wait, did she actually? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I was correct. I thought that she snapped out of it. Yeah, she puts the gun, she's about to kill herself, then she snaps out of it. And what
because
happens?
his wish ends.
You're talking about the first time I saw it and the second time I saw it. This is the most disturbing scene to me because there's so much implication here about what happens after this that you just
Mhm.
She probably pulls the trigger anyway. Because what else are you gonna do? How are you gonna continue your life after all that?
No. She doesn't. The director has already confirmed that he's started writing his next movie, and he literally says there's already in the script there's a line of dialogue where they talk about a woman killing a bunch of people in a house and she's in prison. It's in the same universe.
I told Jesse that the end result would literally be jail,
Her
bro.
being in
It
prison.
looks like she
That was
murdered.
what I.
Yeah,
was
there's
like,
nothing
that was the
else.
Which is
first
why I
thing
was
that I
saying
interpreted.
I would have just killed myself after that anyway. Because, like, bro, I'm not living with the consequences of this dude's actions.
This scene this was the part, the whole movie I was disturbed, but this was the part because this is where you just infer so much. And I love the decision how it just slowly pans down and she just starts crying and then it just slowly pans up the other way and it shows the TV with the credits and over the credits, you just hear her crying. I remember sitting in that theater. I couldn't even move. I was just sitting there like, holy shit. Like I was just
I feel like one of the reasons I enjoy, like, this is probably a really good theater movie. I did not watch it in theaters.
wow, you just admitted you just pirated the shit.
Who
said that?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
No, okay, no one said that. No one said that.
No, it's on DVD. It's on DVD.
This just
But
recorded 3 months from now.
my thing is that, like, there were so many subtle hidden sounds throughout the movie that I feel I caught on to way easier because I had headphones on.
That's the thing.
Example, the snap in the bathroom, hearing the jingle and her cracking the Willow, or like or the early in the movie when it's her watching him sleep thing, hearing like all the pitter patter of her footsteps throughout the house when she goes to get like the flower pot and all that. Like there's so much cool little stuff that I noticed, and the movie's great for that.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a movie I'm gonna watch definitely multiple more times, and like you're saying with the sound, like the third time I watch it, I literally my ears are just gonna be on the sound, like just trying to pick up like what you're saying, what you heard, and because like that's what I'm saying. It's such, like I said, even the second time I watched it, it's one of the rare movies I loved it even more the second time because I noticed even more details about it, and then you're telling me stuff right now that I didn't even notice even the second time, and like that's how well done it is. Like it's so. And
Curry Barker is a man of very subtle detail, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
And
all of the horror movies have such good like I said, he knows how to make a scene have weight. And like I know I'm probably gonna change my answer to what my favorite scene is. I think the scene of her watching him sleep is my favorite scene in the movie. Because that entire scene is just, it has so much weight to it. Because
you're the one saying that was your second favorite?
Yeah, but I'm changing it to being my now actual favorite.
I can't think.
Like talking about it, I'm realizing
I know Jesse.
Shush. A man can change opinions.
Yeah, so the ending of the movie, I remember just sitting there in the theater being like I said, I couldn't move. I was just like, what the fuck? Like I was just like, because you're just inferring, like you're just piecing together, like, yeah, she's going to prison, like that's like, and you're sitting there and you're setting into the fact like she didn't ask for this, she didn't choose any of this to happen, and you're just sitting there in dread. Like I literally could not move, like just sitting there like, oh my god, what the fuck? And yeah,
that's why I said at the beginning, the entire movie's his fault.
And then at
like you can't help but feel bad for the cat because of one man's actions.
Yeah, that's the scene where it just all sets in, and you're just like, oh my god, like she chose for none of this to happen, and she's gonna get the most amount of consequences out of anyone in this movie for it. And you're just sitting there like, oh my god, like what the fuck?
And she's only semi-responsible.
On that note, I do want to mention that he is doing a sequel. He wants a sequel.
Now, what
like a full sequel?
No, so what?
Yeah, so it will be a sequel to Obsession, but it will be like an entirely different cast. Like it won't.
I was gonna say you cannot have a sequel. You can have an in-universe movie too. You cannot have a sequel.
So what I heard is this. I saw an interview where he said, "I've already started writing my next movie." And like I said, I heard him say on the interview, and I think he was with the actor who played Bear and the actress who plays Nikki, and he told them, he says, I'm literally writing my next movie already, and there is a line of dialogue you hear over the radio where it said, this report, local woman goes to prison for murdering people in a house, or something like that. And it's so they in the movie, like that's how they explain that it's in the same universe. And then in a later interview I saw, he threw out an idea of like, I want to do a TV show revolved around an anthology show where each episode is somebody making a different wish, and they're all One Wish Willow. Like it's someone else making a different wish. That was the other thing I heard.
I hope he doesn't milk it.
I was about to say it really should not be milked. I see a
Welcome
second
back
movie
to our
being
discussion
really
of perfectly ended, running too long, and ended too quickly.
And then
now I also want to mention that he wants to do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh no, he's
movie.
not wanting. He's hired already. A24 hired him.
Okay, he's doing.
That's his next movie.
Oh,
that's kind of like how. That's kind of like how what's the guy's name? One of my favorite movies of last year, Zach Cregger, Weapons, was one of my favorite movies of last year.
Weapons is such a good movie.
Weapons is amazing. That movie is so good. And now he's doing Resident Evil. That's his next movie. It comes out in October.
Oh,
I can't wait for that. I know it's gonna be bad, but it looks decent.
There's someone I watch.
Every Resident Evil movie is bad.
There's someone I watch.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. There's someone I watch on YouTube who's friends with Zach Cregger, and he visited the set, and he says, "Guys, I'm saying this as unbiased as I can. Like you're gonna be blown away by this." He literally said,
"Okay, but is it Resident Evil?"
Non-Resident Evil fan?
He said, "No." He said it is the most Resident Evil movie. He says what makes it good is that it's not. From what I've heard, it's the plot of Resident Evil 2 through the perspective of another character. That's what the movie is.
Yeah, I know
That
it
does
takes
not
place
look
in
like from
Raccoon
Resident Evil
City.
2, John.
Yeah,
No,
right?
it takes
Did
place
you
in
see the
Raccoon
house?
City, but it has nothing to do with Leon, Jill, Chris,
No, but it's from the
any
pre-
of
That
them.
can't
it's-
even take place in
It's
Raccoon City. That's a farmhouse.
I heard
Right?
it's during the events of one of the games. It's as something is happening. It's as something of one of the other games is
Logan,
happening.
Logan.
It ain't,
The
it
only
ain't the
I-
Raccoon
I
I
City
have
incident.
played every Resident Evil game. Jesse has played almost every Resident Evil game. Gavin has played like everyone but like 2.
Yeah.
So like we're pretty experienced to talk about Resident Evil here.
I'm gonna.
I don't
So-
think
let
the
me look it
movie's
up real
going
quick.
to
Hold
be
on.
My
bad.
favorite game
I
franchises.
I am very excited for the movie because I have hope.
I don't
because
think it
I-
looks like a
I-
bad movie.
Wait, here-
but
No,
here,
that's
wait,
what I'm saying.
ready,
Like
ready,
the
ready?
trailers make it look really nice. The reason I'm
Wait, ready,
holding
ready?
so much hope is because it has nothing to do with the games.
Wait,
They are
can I
making
wait?
a unique
I just looked it up.
Resident Evil story.
I just looked it up. The 2026 Resident Evil film will take place concurrently with the original 1998 Raccoon City outbreak. Through
It is
the
not the
Okay,
Raccoon City
Resident Evil,
incident.
Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3. The trailer does not look anything like Raccoon City at all.
It
They're in
can't
a
be
fucking
anywhere near
farmhouse, bro.
Raccoon City, literally.
It doesn't even look like the T virus. It's like
Bro,
literally
they coulda-
the
they
thing
coulda
crawling out
pulled
of
a-
the fucking barn.
It looks
It,
more
it
like
could have been some
So-
ball if they had said something like 6.
Yeah, facts.
Wait, can I just read this also real quick? Zach
Yeah, sure.
Cregger said the film takes place at the same exact time as Resident Evil 2 in 1998. In the trailer, you can tell he got it right because the outbreak happens during a September heat wave, and in the trailer, you can see a scene shot on an iPhone with a heat wave in the background.
Well,
I mean, like
iPhone.
Logan,
Well, look, it's
Raccoon City is like,
accurate, but, like-
like one of the most, if not the most popular thing in Resident Evil. Like it's
Okay, I'm
it
just
doesn't
saying,
surprise
okay,
me.
I'm just saying this is what
Yeah.
I'm just reading what I'm seeing. Like that's the only
My
thing I'm pulling
only
up.
issue is if this is gonna pull an Until Dawn, because I think the
yeah,
Until
literally.
Dawn movie is a good movie, not a good Until Dawn movie.
I've heard that movie.
Until
Yeah.
Dawn
So-
is phenomenal. No,
I
Until
don't
Dawn is
imagine-
phenomenal.
I don't
I wouldn't say
imagine
phenomenal.
I've
but
heard that movie's bad. I haven't seen it, but
it's
I
bad
really
as
like
it's
the
bad
Until Dawn movie.
if it's bad as an Until Dawn movie. It's a really cool concept
Okay.
of a movie.
so you're saying
Mhm.
like
Did not need the
it's
title.
not gonna work as a Resident Evil movie. Haven't they already done like attempts at Resident Evil movies?
They
where
have
it's
done-
closer?
they
have done a
And they're-
bunch.
Seven of
and they're
them.
all
There are
terrible.
And the-
7 of them.
They're all bad.
Yeah,
They're all bad.
Okay, but from that perspective, wouldn't you want them
And
to?
the best one is probably the new. Would you say the newest one is the best one?
No.
The one where
No!
because that's the only one I saw in theaters.
So-
is
No!
the new
It was
Yeah,
not.
Resident
I
Evil.
would
That
say
was
one of the
dog
OG
shit.
movies was better.
Yes, exactly, Jesse.
Alice's first movie was high key
Like-
gas. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, look, those movies are definitely like not Resident Evil movies, bro. But like,
Mhm.
it's like fine, whatever.
Are they like in the movies?
Look.
Are they the same characters as the games?
In
Some
the
of them, yes.
first, like the one with like about Alice, it's literally a fan fiction, bro. The Welcome or Return to Raccoon City, whatever, that one is like a very bad version of like the characters that
Raccoon
they
City.
adapted.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you
There are animated movies that take place with the actual characters, and those are fine. Those movies are well received. Some of them aren't, but those are fine over there.
but the previous live action,
Live action movies have not been good.
so the previous
That
live,
does not mean I should want a good Resident Evil live action movie, because honestly, I feel like just leave Resident Evil
so
alone.
The previous live action movies. What you're saying is the previous live action movies didn't have the characters in it either.
No, they did.
Some of
No,
them
they
did.
did. No, they did.
Some of them did.
Okay, so if
They
you've
also
seen-
did like 2 TV shows.
So have you seen the previous? So my thing is, if you've seen the previous movies and like they tried to adapt it and it just like time and time again didn't work, wouldn't you want them to do something different or like try to go in a different direction?
I just don't think we should even have a Resident Evil movie.
Okay, but
I think they've tried too much. They've done different things before, and I just think that if you try to adapt it, it might as well not be Resident Evil. Like
I'm gonna say
I
if the movie
I
was
think
like a
it could just
standalone
be its
core,
own
it would
thing.
probably be fine. Yeah.
okay, so
Like
Mhm.
based off of the trailer, just going off of the trailer that I saw, not one thing there looked like Resident Evil 2, which is what it's supposed to be about. Someone else's perspective there. So now they're going to have to try and explain this entire situation that stems solely on the T virus with things that look like Resident Evil 7 and 8.
which
Yeah,
is
I was
not
gonna
It's
say
just-
it looks like mold, but I didn't want to get my head torn off.
No, it
Like,
does look like mold. That's the problem.
it's like, what are we doing? It looks like they're just doing shit from later games, saying,
And
"Oh,
then
it takes
calling it
place in
Resident Evil
2,"
2,
and then calling it Resident Evil. Let's just make it its own thing.
Okay.
which
okay.
would just mess with the continuity of the Resident Evil story.
So I haven't
If it is mold, it's literally gonna tear the universe apart.
So
Yeah, it would
okay,
have to.
so I haven't played the Resident Evil games. I have a PlayStation Premium Plus subscription, and they have like all of them on there. And I thought about going back and playing them. Considering
It's a commitment.
considering
Definitely a commitment.
There's a lot.
considering I believe the fact that even before he was hired for this, he expressed how diehard of a fan he is. And considering the track record of his previous 2 movies, I liked Barbarian. I don't love it as much as other people do, but I do like it. But like I said, I loved Weapons. I don't know. I judging by those 2 facts, like the fact that he is a diehard fan and his track record with movies, I think it'll probably work. I mean, like I said, the trailers are
Look.
like I'm set. There's a part of me that's like, when that movie comes out, it's gonna be praised. That's what I'm gonna go for.
Logan, like I said, there's one thing being a good movie, and it's another thing being a Resident Evil movie.
Okay, but
You
what if
can make a good movie that takes place in, say, like the Stranger Things universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you make up things that weren't in Stranger Things, it's not Stranger Things.
Well,
You're
can-
just using the title
well,
for
You
viewership.
can
Yeah.
make up things, but if you still stick with like the continuity in a way and you make it fit in, you don't need the same exact characters.
But it doesn't
Okay,
seem like
but,
it is.
but that's
Can you
what we're
continuity, though.
saying. It doesn't fit with
But
the
you
continuity.
can do it in a
Already,
way-
the things we've seen.
You can do it in a way where you can find a way to make up stuff, but you still fit in with the same continuity, and like yeah, it doesn't follow the same.
Nah.
Like if
Logan, we're telling you it doesn't fit the continuity.
you're basing that off of a 2-minute trailer where that
Khalid,
just
Khalid,
I've
calm
seen
down,
the
calm
trailer.
down.
It
I
just
can
cuts
feel
to
you
No,
see
different
no,
shots.
just because Jesse, we might have a crash out here because Logan, for the love of God, bro, Resident Evil 2, Raccoon City has one virus in it,
Two.
the T virus.
Okay.
Everything about it is the T virus. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
But it was
and
two.
G virus. Sorry, but
Yeah.
the G virus too. You're right. The G virus is final boss stuff. T virus is just zombies. G virus is one other person who had access to the serum and turned into this amalgamation. Okay. So if you are restricting a story in the world or in the setting of Raccoon City of a different character's perspective, all he has to face in that movie is zombies. They are not just doing zombies, bro. That's my issue. Like, sure, you got liquors, right? Fine. You got Mr. X. Cool. And maybe
Dogs.
you got some whack ass canines and frog creatures in the sewer. But you sure as shit don't got an 8-limbed cretin walking out of a barn, bro.
Yeah, that's Requiem. That's
Okay.
not
That's
even
literally not
literally
even in the
years
setting,
later.
bro.
That's like 40 years later in the continuity of Resident Evil storyline.
Like, Logan, that's like you make a Stranger Things movie.
Okay.
And the Stranger Things movie is purely set on like around the era of just Demogorgon, right?
Okay.
No,
And then-
even better. To go off that analogy, Logan, have you seen that animated show they're doing, like Tales of 85?
Yes, it's not that good.
It's literally that, like where they're adding stuff that was not in the era of which it took place in, because this is supposed to take place between like 2 and 3, right? That's when 85 would take place for Stranger Things.
2 and 3, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
they're
bothered me
adding
about that did bother
yeah,
me about
they're-
that show.
Yeah. So it's that same premise for this movie. They're
But
adding
again-
stuff that should not exist yet.
Okay.
Like, and then
Even,
if you
and whatever
try,
explanation you try to give it, it's not gonna work.
All right.
exactly, because it's limited. It's one thing, Logan, if it was just an original Resident Evil story set in some random ass location, you could do whatever the fuck you want. But if you're going to limit yourself into a single incident where all the rules of the incident are known, then you can't just start doing shit that's not in the fucking incident.
You're asking for trouble.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a bet. I haven't played these games, so I don't have like no knowledge to base any of this off of, and I like just what you're saying. I'm already like, I'm so confused because I've never played, so I don't even know like what the context of everything is. But so like I said, I've never played the games, but I want to make a bet. When does this movie come out? October?
Does it come out? Okay, I'll
Okay.
cover.
And okay, we
Yeah.
can even talk about it on the podcast. I mean, I'll probably still watch it just because I'm a fan of his other movies and I'll watch it. But
Oh, nothing's stopping me from watching
Okay.
it, but that doesn't
Mark-
mean it's
yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
watching
good.
it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll watch it.
Mark my words. Mark my words. Because, like I said, even like what you're saying, I saw a lot of like criticism from fans of the games online, basically saying what you're saying. Mark my words, when that movie comes out, like I said, the trailer's a trailer. They will find a way to make it work. Just mark my words.
Logan,
Mark my words.
Logan, you are saying this as someone with literally zero context to the
Okay,
story.
but
So
Mhm.
I'm gonna make a bet with you. I'm gonna bet that the movie is a good movie,
okay,
not a good Resident Evil movie.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going.
Facts.
I'm still going with my bet.
We gotta
Listen,
settle
bro,
on
if
that.
they make
I-
it work, all power to them. But it's gonna be really
Very
hard,
Like,
really
with what
hard
we've shown from the
not
trailer,
to
bro?
cross over with anything from the game, considering the fact that it is Raccoon
Okay,
City.
okay.
Raccoon City is literally Resident Evil, the location.
Like,
Everything
I,
stems from Raccoon
I
City.
feel like you
So
could
it is
do-
so hard to like
You're going to Dairy Queen
it's so hard to do a Raccoon
For
City
dinner?
movie
without
without it
Can you just
being
bring me
like
something?
Okay. I do want
just
Bring me, like, a
just
milkshake or something.
retcon all over the place.
like, and
Okay,
then you would
so
have to
wait,
end
wait.
the movie with the nuke, bro. Like, it's just like,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick.
literally.
So I was saying there's a guy I watch on YouTube who's friends with the guy and he visited the set. Another thing I didn't mention about that is that guy is also a massive Resident Evil fan. The main thing he said being on set, what he was like, what blew me away about it is like when you watch it, it feels like it's like like you're playing a Resident Evil game. That was the other thing he said.
Guaranteed,
Okay.
bro. Only played the remakes.
bro, like genuinely. I'm a massive Resident Evil fan. I've played one
No,
game.
he played the game. He played all the way back to PS1. He was talking about it on the thing.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
All right.
So-
I see for myself.
Listen.
Facts.
Logan. I'm not trying to debunk in a mean way, but it's also like I'm sure people will say things if they're paid enough to say it, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, or
He
like if
wasn't
they're
paid
getting
to
some
say
type
it,
of deal
though.
out of it.
That
Or,
you
you
know.
know,
As far
even
as
if
you
they-
know.
Even if I was gonna say, or if they're just friends with the dude and they want to hype up the movie, like yeah, bro, like
I'm
this
telling
is
you, man. I'm
genuinely
telling
so
you.
faithful.
I'm telling you.
All right,
I'd
look,
hype
Logan.
I'd hype up these two, and I don't even believe they're that great of people. I love y'all, but
Okay,
like,
when does that movie come out? October?
I'm about to look it up.
Because I will keep that in mind. I will lead up to that freaking movie coming out.
Like, I genuinely don't think you like if you were to even review the movie, Logan, you could only review it as somebody watching it, not as a Resident
That's
Evil
what I'm
movie.
saying. When that movie comes out,
Mhm.
we're all gonna watch it, and then you three are the ones who are gonna like go over like.
no, Logan, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
September
You might have to
18th.
play some of the older games just to get an idea of
Okay.
what.
No,
it's
no,
supposed
no,
to
no,
be
no, no,
present.
no. No, it's
Logan,
okay.
you lied to me.
It's okay. Because he's getting obliterated if this movie is not 10 out of 10 Resident Evil, bro.
Okay, maybe not go 10 out of 10 that far.
No,
it might
bro.
have to be a
Because
10 out of 10.
The first thing about the movie is it literally says set in modern times. This is not happening.
Yeah, that's
Well,
already
yeah,
not
then it
even
can't-
accurate.
it can't be
cannot
Raccoon
happen
City
in
then.
Raccoon
Nah, it
City.
can't be
Raccoon City is a pile of rubble.
Where did you
Yeah,
during this
like-
movie.
Yeah,
It says set in modern times during the after the alternate events of Resident Evil 2, 1998, follows
Alternate
Brian,
events. It's
a
an
medical
AU.
carrier who was caught in a viral outbreak of infested monsters in Raccoon City and has to fight for survival. There's no way this movie's gonna be good.
Were you
If it's,
reading,
if it's
AU.
wait, were you reading present day?
it literally the Google
In the trailer?
IMDb
IMDb. All right.
wow.
literally
So
says
if
set in modern
That's
times.
your site, Logan.
set in
You're
modern
tweaking.
times. See, now that changes the entire conversation.
You know
Because
what?
now
And you know
it
what? That
doesn't
makes more
take place
sense now,
during RE2.
because you brought up the iPhone earlier.
Gavin, it does
was
not
something that's
say
supposed to
that
take
shit on
in
IMDb.
1998.
Wait, Jesse, you're right. If there's an iPhone, it could not happen during Resident Evil 2. They don't have iPhones.
Is there where did you get?
I just copy pasted it.
You said something about a guy on an iPhone in the trailer when you also said it's supposed to take place during the Raccoon City incident.
I'm
which
gonna
takes place in
There was a
rewatch
heat
it
wave.
right now.
You said there was a heat wave and the iPhone caught it, which means it literally could not take place during
2026.
RE2.
Oh yeah, there is an
Trailer.
okay. All right, I fucked up. Yeah, there is the guy's holding an iPhone.
So it's an alternate of universe of Resident Evil 2.
Hold on, I'm watching the
So
trailer right now.
so now it's not even
I'm gonna
taking
debunk
place
whether or
during
not
the
this
game
takes place during
as a different
1998 or not.
time period, Logan. It's just
So
it's just
not
not
even like
the same.
it's not a faithful adaptation. Then they lied.
All
It's
right,
a fucking AU of a version
Yeah,
of the
it's
story.
AU. That's completely different.
Okay, I take back what I said then. I take back what I said.
Okay, sorry. I'm not saying that in offense to you, Logan. I'm not. I don't know about them, but
All right, I take
I'm
back
just
what I said
saying
then.
that like, yeah,
Okay,
it
here's
sounds
my
like
thing.
okay.
It,
Like I think it looks good as a movie.
yeah, like this
Yeah,
trailer
it looks
looks
great.
really good. My thing is this. Every scene of his where he's like in that farmhouse, it looks like it's like some mold type shit with like multiple hands coming out of the door, this big ass fat dude.
But it
And
makes
then
more sense if it's
the
modern day,
last like
though.
the last like
Exactly.
20 seconds of the trailer is him running through city blocks and it's just zombies falling off of buildings. And they look like rubbled buildings. So it very could take place in Raccoon City as well. Modern day Raccoon City
that's
with
the
it
thing- well,
being
the thing-
all destroyed with just zombies walking around.
Well, the thing that is though too is that I don't have a problem when they take a TV show or a movie and they do like a different version of it and they change things up because sometimes those can be really good. It's just that
Yeah, but don't call it that if they're going to change it.
all right. I'll tell you this then. The Joker movie has nothing to do with the Joker. It's still a great movie. Like you can literally apply that same thing to that movie.
The Joker
Which
movie has
Joker
everything to
movie?
do
The
about
first
Joker.
one. They literally make up stuff in that movie. There was no that Joker had no name. Like people, no, he had a name, but that Arthur Fleck, that was not his name. Like that whole, a lot of that movie's made up.
Well, first off,
yeah, but
Joker
it's just
doesn't
a
have a
good-
name, and two, it's just a portray of a character
Yeah,
that could
Yeah.
just
and
very
it's a
well
complete-
be his
but
backstory.
They make a lot of it up, but it's still a great movie. I think they
Logan,
use
never said it
elements.
wasn't a great movie. Though,
Logan, you aren't understanding. It's one thing to make up things and have a good movie. We're not complaining about them making stuff up. We're complaining of you don't say a Joker movie set during the era of him going back and forth with Batman and then not have Batman at all in the movie and then also have him be like a superhero who's a Kryptonian and fight Harley Quinn.
yeah.
Like,
Look,
like what?
I get the point you were trying to make, Logan, but like it's also an Elseworlds movie, and you of like another rendition of the Joker being originated in this modern sense, and then so not
Mhm.
modern sense, but like yeah, if they're marketing the movie like it's actually taking place during the original timeline of Resident Evil, like you said, yeah, then if they marketed it as an AU, that'd be different.
Didn't
but
they
like,
say? Didn't the thing literally say an alternate timeline?
well,
During
see,
the
now-
alternate
now-
events of Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
now we're seeing alternate events, which now brings a different question because now it's saying modern times and alternate events of RE2 1998. So are the events of RE2 happening in modern times? Did it already happen and he's here in modern
If
times?
there's iPhones and they're saying it's during the alternate events of that game, I just assume they're just gonna take the events of that game and put it in. I mean, I would think.
And now it leads into a whole separate conversation. Is Leon S. Kennedy still in this Raccoon City world? If none of the events of RE2 happen in this game,
Not even Leon.
or in this
all
movie,
5 of them.
wait a
Literally,
minute.
like the whole squad cast of characters
Chris,
is within
Jill,
50
and
miles
Claire.
of Raccoon City during 1998. The entire
Like-
cast is within 20 miles of this building.
Not Chris, but yeah.
like Logan, to help you understand how
mission.
bad the Raccoon City incident was, there are like 2 survivors. Like, bro. Like, okay, so you
The
have
US
Leon.
government had to nuke the city at the
Well,
end of
no,
the
there's
game.
like 4.
Like the city gets nuked at the end. I'm talking about like civilians, Jesse.
Oh, civilians.
Like-
Okay.
Like you could not, if you were not in the military or not some superhuman hunk, dude, whose nickname is the Reaper. If you're not Jill Valentine capable of stopping a relentless monster,
Kennedy.
like if you weren't blessed with the Redfield bloodline, you're not making it out. Like we have a father and a daughter who was in a shop in the early bits of that game. They both got their shit rocked. And they're the only like human characters in the original RE3. There's another character who's like hiding in a box. Gavin and Jesse haven't played that yet, so they don't really know that yet. But like outside of that, humans aren't surviving Raccoon City. So like the question is how much of the original Raccoon City is still in here? Because now you have a whole different like issue going on. Does it follow the canon events? Will the city still get nuked by the end? What happens if he's walking around the street? Is there fucking Mr. X around the corner who will just pop his head off?
There better
Like,
not be.
Well,
He's
and
not
That's
Well,
what I'm
Mr. X
saying.
or Nemesis.
what if
Or
Nemesis
Or
won't
Nemesis.
attack a civilian.
Yeah, Nemesis
Is
only
Nemesis
after
shooting
Barbaros.
rockets around? Will I get
Exactly.
blown up by a bazooka?
Is he gonna hear explosions in the back when the lab blows up?
Like is Ada
Like, it
Wong
has to
still in
see-
here trying to
How about I
steal?
say, do we have Hunk surveying the city trying to get the sample of the virus?
That's
We
what
got
like literally.
Wesker getting stronger, trying to make Ouroboros in the background.
Like bro.
There's literally no way you can make this movie unless it has nothing to do with the game.
Exactly. And if
Did
it
he
has
just
nothing
off
to do with it, if it
Did
has
he just
nothing
get
to do
off
with
the
it,
phone with his friend Ethan Winters talking about I found my wife after she's been missing for 3 years? I
like,
need
Logan.
to know.
okay.
Gav said it best. The only way to make all of these events the only way to make it even feel included in the world without including all these events in an alternate timeline is if they're not involved at all. And if they're not there at all in the movie, it shouldn't be called Resident Evil. It's not a Resident Evil movie. Like holy
Like
shit.
the only Resident Evil thing about it is the fact that it's in Raccoon City. I'm gonna crash out.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's like just call it another fucking
Okay.
movie. It's not Resident
I
Evil.
think the main thing.
Give it a new IP.
Okay, I think the main thing here is that the whole movie isn't out yet, and so, but yeah, I think we definitely got to come back to this when that movie comes out, and like the whole thing is out there.
Jesse, we're flying you out of Texas to watch this movie. So if the movie is
Bet.
So if the movie is bad, bro, we like absolutely just slow turn to Logan and just start talking shit.
And we record the podcast
All right,
episode live
guys,
in
guys,
person.
I'll make a bet then. Okay, the bet is, okay, if it works out and it may be different or like whatever you think it's gonna be, then whatever. But if it like just like it does exactly what you're saying it's going to, it just doesn't at all. I will give you 2 hours to shit on me the whole podcast.
Okay, bet.
Okay,
Bet.
and again,
Bet.
I
We
can't-
we record that podcast right outside the movie theater. We bring a table and microphones.
Yo,
And again,
the parking lot podcast
I
comes to fruition.
can't judge. I can't
Mhm.
judge because I haven't played that, so you're gonna know way more knowledge than I would anyway. So yeah, if it doesn't even and it's I will give you 2 hours to shit on me.
Now, if it does work as a Resident Evil movie, I will sit here with the obsession girl frown on my face for 2 hours. Ay, ay, ay. You get to shit on the three of us for 2 hours if the movie
Yeah,
does work.
essentially.
What would I shit on you for though?
For our
because we made
adamant
such a
belief
big, I
that it
would say
wouldn't be-
if we made such a big deal out of it for it to be like such a genuinely like faithful movie, then like yeah, we'd be cooked.
Like the way I'd move to like Romania so you could never see my face again out of embarrassment if this movie ends up being the greatest fucking cinematic piece in history.
Well, again, it's got to be a good Resident Evil movie, not just a good movie. We all even
Facts.
said it's probably going to be a good movie.
The trailer looks amazing.
Yeah, I won't
Just
say
don't call it
anything
Resident
it doesn't
Evil.
look cool. Yeah, facts. Same thing with the Until Dawn movie.
Is the movie just called Resident Evil, or is there a subtitle to it?
It's
just
literally
called-
just called
it's
Resident
Resident
Evil.
Okay, yeah, okay.
There's
actually,
no tag
okay,
name to
alright,
it.
Then, in that sense, I get your frustration because if the just called Resident
If it
Evil,
was
that could
called,
be
like,
frustrating.
If it was called like Resident Evil, like a
Like,
word there
If
for
it
it,
was Resident Evil, and then
I
like,
would not have this problem.
and then if it was like, just say if it or if it was like, you know how they did Star Wars, like, like Rogue One, Star Wars story. If it was like, whatever name in the Resident Evil universe or something like that, then you would be like, okay, that's. I think I could see what you mean. Just
Yeah,
calling
because
it
they would
Resident
be
Evil.
adding to it. They're literally just tossing this in.
Like Logan, even the really bad, like all of the live action Resident Evil movies, at least had the decency to have a subtitle. Like the one that just came out, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. Like at least it has a subtitle that's not claiming this shit's just Resident Evil 2016 or 2026 or 2027. I don't even know. But like, are we
Is it
fucking
Thursday?
serious?
It's September of this year is when it comes out. September 18th.
Oh, September.
September.
They
18th.
they
I am-
boldly
I am
declared
marking
Resident
this-
Evil.
I am marking this on my calendar. Hold on. You said September.
Yeah, so
18th.
buy that plane ticket for me, y'all, so I can request that day off and let people know I will not be in the States for
It'll be one day. Just
Well,
fly
that's
out
when I'm
here.
gonna be in
Single
my-
day.
That's when I'm being fucking college. I'm gonna be in my dorm.
bro.
September
no,
18th is a
skip class.
Friday. Fuck your classes, bro. It's Friday.
You even
Logan-
said you had a
Logan-
free day on Friday. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't have classes from Thursdays to Sundays.
Yeah, so you'd be fine.
Resident Evil.
So yeah.
So I'm
Who-
driving
who
down
cares
to
about
watch
that?
this with you. Okay.
If I'm flying in from Texas, you sure are driving down. Okay.
All right, bet. Resident Evil release date September 18th. Okay. All day. Sent
And just to reiterate, this is on a Friday.
September 18th.
September
is a Friday.
18th is a Friday.
Clayface was supposed to
Yes.
come out the week before on September 11th, which is a terrible release date, and I am glad that they moved that because that would not have been a good look.
9/11's new incident.
Clayface releasing September 11th. That would have been a bad.
What is the
look.
new date?
October 20 something? It's like at the end of October.
Damn, that's
It's like a month
that's
after.
a jump.
It
That
has to have been something
I am
else
hyped for that
besides-
movie. That looks really good, and we've only seen like a
I
minute
agree.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
The Clayface episode will be out whenever Clayface comes out, which is would be
Supergirl's next week.
Super cool.
Oh, yeah,
Supergirl
that's
too. Great.
Let me look up a list of upcoming movies. Actually.
Okay, I guess while you're looking this up, I'll just end Obsession. I guess giving my score because that really went to another direction there after I brought up Zach Cregger.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Obsession, I'm gonna end this by saying the first time I saw it, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, the second time I sat there after the movie ended and I thought, I honestly could not tell you a single flaw I had with the movie. Like I literally sat there, I thought about it. I'm like, what issues were there? And I just sat there. I'm like, you know what? I literally couldn't tell you. There's maybe a couple parts where you can very nitpicky, but honestly, I sat there after the movie. I'm like, I could not tell you an issue with this movie. It was one of those movies. I loved it even more the second time. I'm gonna go bold on this, so I'm going to 10.
I
I'm
agree.
gonna give it like
I,
a.
this is
Ah,
my favorite movie of this year so far.
And
so.
I want to watch, even after the second time, I want to watch it again. Like when it comes on digital and goes to Blu-ray or 4. I'm buying the 4K.
I
when it
want
goes to
my
4K.
dad to see this movie so bad.
I'm gonna make my mom watch it.
I don't know if I
even
can
got
give it
the
a
heart
10.
to show this to my mom.
You facts. My mom would walk out of that movie within 10 minutes.
My mom would.
I have a
love
cousin
this.
who's a big.
My
horror.
mom would be too
My cousin
scared
likes
to
horror, and I
watch
was telling her,
it.
I'm like, you got to see this movie. Like she's a horror
Oh,
fan. Her and her
bro,
boyfriend, I'm like, you got to go.
I kept saying that, or I don't know if I actually said this, but this had to have been the most unnerved I felt watching a movie in the longest time, bro. Like
I agree.
can't
There's
remember
only
the last time a
one movie
made me
that,
feel like
in my opinion, there's only one movie that made me, that creeped me out more when watching it, and that's Smile 2.
You know what? I
Watching
think I
Smile
agree
2
with
in
Gav.
theaters was the only time I felt more jittery and scared watching a movie.
Smile 2 was so good, bro. Smile 2 was
Great
fast.
movie. Great movie.
I didn't see either of them. I heard
Can't
the
wait
second
for the
one's really
third
good.
one.
You never saw Smile?
No,
You
I
never
know.
saw
I
Smile?
know. And I've heard the second one.
Boy.
I've heard the second one's
Oh
really, really
boy.
good. See, I gotta
Bro,
jump
even
on
the
that.
first Smile
That's gonna
was a
change
banger,
real
too.
fast.
Yeah, bro, make him watch Smile. We gotta
All right,
make
what's
him
it
watch
on?
Smile.
Isn't it on Paramount Plus? I'm gonna watch it now.
I don't know what it's on, but you can stream
It
them
might
both.
be, yeah. You gotta watch Smile, bro. It's gas. Oh my gosh.
It's on Paramount Plus. All right, and I assume because I think it's a Paramount movie.
I think it is.
Yep, they're both on
Who knows?
Paramount Plus. All right, bet. How long? The second one's 2 hours and 7 minutes. First one's hour. All right, bet. I'll watch them.
Yes.
I got the
Oh, my
time.
goodness. But yeah,
All right,
I
so
can't
yeah,
like other than the Smile films, I can't remember the last time like something really just creeped me out like that.
Mhm.
Like I watched Until Dawn literally a few days after watching Obsession, and that movie didn't scare me in the slightest.
okay. So for Obsession, I said a 10 out of 10. Khalid,
It's a 10.
Khalid,
10?
yeah, Khalid agreed with you.
110.
Jesse,
I also agreed. I think Gavin was the only one who said he wouldn't give it a
and
10.
you said what?
Yeah, I
Gavin?
would give it like a 9.8. There were like
9.8?
a couple
That's
things
how I
that.
was the first
Me
time.
when I want to be different.
No. It's very hard for me to give anything a 10 out of 10.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
so let me
I
give it a
always like Marvel
Gavin,
9.8.
Gavin, I'm with you. I've seen like over 1,000 movies. I only have like 20 or 25 out of 10 out of
Toby.
10, and this was one of them. I honestly, I just sat there the whole time, like just thinking about it. I was like, I literally couldn't tell you a flaw. Like I just sat there. I'm like, I was just so. The second time, even I'm like, yeah, like I thought about like I guess the first time I saw it, it was a 9 out of 10. I sat there. I'm like, all right, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 again. But I sat there. I'm like, you know what? I could not tell you a single thing wrong about the movie. I'm like, no, it's a 10 out of 10. Like I was just like, and I want to see it again. Like even after seeing it the second time. So yeah. All right. So that was our big in-depth discussion, mostly about obsession, and then
Hey, let's put in our.
and then a little bit of back and forth about Resident Evil. And I will say it here, if like I said, if I'm wrong about how it turns out, I honestly that would be great entertainment for you three shitting on me for 2 hours. Honestly, I kind of hope that happens because that's like that's just like great entertainment right there. That would get lead to
I
so many
don't. I want the
clips.
movie to be good, man. I can't.
I'm gonna have to get soundproofing
Again.
walls for that episode.
Oh my gosh, I gotta find a whole new location to be at for that.
I'm gonna be in my fucking car. Just take my mic with me and be like, all right, time to just yell at him for 2 hours.
All right. Like I said, all right. So that was the episode for this week. This was BS with the Boys. I am your host, Logan Floyd, with your co-host, Khalid,
Yo.
Gavin,
You're
and Jesse.
Indubitably.
Hey,
Have
just before you end it, hold on.
Okay.
The 6th of July is the anniversary for this podcast. So
Really?
with
Oh,
July coming up,
wow.
we gotta
I
do
feel
something
like
special.
this-
All right.
yeah.
All right. We will think about it. All right, guys. That is the episode for today. We will see you all next week for more bullshit.